Shalom, 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 mashpaka, yabraka kam yahalba, sham hamashiach yahawashai, your brother Karatazaya, Ban Yashala, and it's official. We are in this week's Torah portion, mashpaka pa'ayim, Torah portion time. I pray that all is well. I pray that everybody had time to study the Torah, if not read, then listen to the Torah, okay? When we were in positions to where we couldn't read, or some of us just couldn't read, you know, we would have elders to read for us. All right. So it's okay if you're in a condition to where you have to listen to the Torah, but you're not able to read it. If you are capable of reading it, I encourage you to do both. Read and listen to the Torah. All right. This is the only thing that's going to keep us safe as a nation, as a family. Once you think things are as worse as they could possibly be, and it's like the baddest part of life, and things are just so terrible, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The only thing that's going to keep you safe is your relationship with Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Yahawashai. All right. The only thing that's going to keep you safe, I need everybody to know this, is your relationship with the one true God of Israel and his only begotten son, who is named Yahawashai, that the world ignorantly and sometimes accidentally calls Jesus Christ. Okay. So Yahweh is our God, is our power, is the holy and living Allahaya deity, and the only. All right. There is no Krishna. All right. We're not dealing with no Mormonism, no Jehovah's Witnesses. All right. We're not dealing with no Islam. All of these things have their place, but they don't have a place within the Israelite community. All of these teachings are beneath what Yahweh has given us and has given you. If you go and check the origins, the history of it, all of these things came from the Israelite background, teachings, doctrines. All of these other doctrines came from the Israelite culture. All right. So we're here to tell you that if you are of the 12 tribes of Israel, those Negroes that were scattered throughout North, South, Central America, all right, ranging from different shades of brown to the deepest, beautiful black skin to the very fair, beautiful, bright, light skin. Jacob came in different shades of brown, his children. All right. One man, two wives, 2 concubines produced a nation. All right. 1 man and 4 women produced a nation of blessed children. And these are our grandparents. So we are the 12 tribes of Israel. We encourage you to get your families, break open your Bibles, bring your pens, bring your pads, and be prepared to study, listen, and learn this week's Torah portion. All right. So we're broadcasting live from the house of Karawawat. My name is Karatazaya. The name Karatazaya means God is patient. Karatazah means patient, diligent. It means to be long-suffering. It means to be able to take some licking and keep on ticking. Or like my father would say, Reynolds wrap, sealed, tough, for tight, durance, everlasting. I don't know. My Abba used to say some crazy stuff, man. So my Abba used to say some stuff, man. So, but our nation, all right, we were made to be the kings and priests of this earth. If you're not familiar with the Torah portion is a teaching that went all the way back to when Moses used to teach us, because Moses was our great-grandfather. So if you don't know your great-grandfather, his name is Masha. His name is Moses. And it's important to teach the children all the way up to the elders. And I'm very blessed to have young men and young women in my family who love us, who respect us, who honor us, who listen and who learn alongside of us. Today, I have 2 very special guests, and I want to give a special round of applause to. One is Lamadia, my first and oldest born son. I don't have another son older than him or that was born before him. No children off to the side that were born before you. And second is my second born daughter, Nakwa, all right, because thou art mine. And I'm so very happy that the 2 of you are here with me. I love you too. All right, we're going to clap for y'all, okay? Hallelujah. Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. She did like this. All right. So praise your children. Love your children. Be patient with your children. All right. If you want to be loved by your children, what do you think you should do? If a father or a mother wants to be loved by their children, what should that parent do? Say who? What do you say? And the answer is love them. If you want to be loved by your children, then you have to love your children. What says thou, Bayam? Would you love me more if I was mean? You would be afraid of me if I was mean. It's good to be respectfully afraid of your parents. That's wonderful. But it's better to know that your children love you. All right. I want to read a section. This is one of my favorite books. Clementine Homilies, chapter 13. I teach out of this book a lot. All right. It's called Clementine Homilies. All right. Clement, for those of you who don't know, he was a student of Peter. Okay. Peter was a well-known minister that was right up under Yahushua HaMashiach. For all of you that's watching on Facebook, shalom to you. We are broadcasting live on YouTube right now. I encourage you, if you're watching on Facebook, switch over to YouTube. You will learn so much more watching with us, learning with us on Facebook. You can't do that on the table because it shakes it. Basadar. When you hit the table, it makes everything shake. Basadar. Okay, Khan. All right, Twap. Very good, man. I'm proud of you, Prince. All right. So I'm going to read this real quick. This is Peter's lesson on chastity. And this goes right into what I was saying, okay? Peter's lesson on chastity. Can one of you daughters of Israel that's watching, can somebody post the definition of what chastity is? Do you know what chastity is? What does it mean to be chaste? Are you chaste, Lamadia? Are you chaste, Bayamya?
I don't know.
That's a great answer. And if you find out what the definition is, and you see, like, if you think within yourself that, wait a minute, what I'm doing is or is not chaste, then just consider it in yourself, okay? All right. So this is Peter's lesson on chastity. Everybody should know this, okay? I'm going to pull this up. And again, if you're looking for this, I'm going to copy and paste the link. All right. This is in the book, Clementine Homilies, chapter 13. When you read Clementine Homilies, there's a lot of information in there. All right. And the way that it reads like a man who starts off his life. And when he starts off his life, you know, he gives the example of the things that he went through. And then he gives the example of the elders that he was around. So it's a first eyewitness account of a man who was around elders. Okay. I'm going to start at chapter 13. I'm just going to read on down. Now, this is not a part of the Torah portion, but this teaches on love. This teaches on how we're supposed to behave. All right. Do you got the definition, Banaf? Okay, no worries. So this is Clementine Homilies, chapter 13. Okay. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, then what we're going to do is we're going to start the screen share. Okay. So you all will be able to see and read along. All right. All right. If you don't know this, then it's okay. It's always time to learn it. And this is why I always teach it, because this was something that helped reform my mind. This was something that helped me. You know, we're all babes starting over, and it's okay. All right. Let me get a 7 in the room if the music is at a good level. All right. And again, if you're watching on Facebook, I encourage you to switch over to YouTube. All right. So we have one camera over here. This is the Facebook camera. This is the YouTube camera over here. But everybody that's watching on YouTube, they're being able to see and interact with the screen share. I understand that some people can't because you got to stay on Facebook, and that's fine. I just encourage you, when you get a chance, you know, join the YouTube family, join the YouTube community, help build this nation together with us. This reads, let me see. I want to make sure we got some 7s. We good? Okay, Aliyah Shabai, we got a 7. All right. Great job. Great job. We got some 7s in here. Okay, all praise the Most High. What you got, Naquan? Great job. Great job. So if everybody that's on Facebook, check out that definition of chastity. Okay. So to be chaste in our demeanor also means to be chaste in our speech. Even when you at your worst point, man, like it really take a lot. I know, because I be wanting to say some stuff, and sometimes I do, and I be like, man, I could have did better on that one. But let's read this example real quick. I want y'all to listen well, okay? Y'all don't have to be eyes on me right now, but just make sure your spirit is attentive. All right. This is Clementine Homilies, chapter 13. And this reads on chastity. That same evening, we were all enjoying the benefit of Peter's instruction, taking occasion by what happened to our mother. He showed us how the results of chastity are good, while those of adultery are disastrous, and naturally bring destruction on the whole race, if not speedily, at all events slowly. And to such an extent, he says, do deeds of chastity please the Most High, that in this life he bestows some small favor on account of it, even on those who are in error. For salvation, in other words, is granted only by those who have been baptized on the account of their trust in him, and who have acted chastely and righteously. Now, if you don't know the definition of chaste, it has been posted, but also you can look it up too, and you can post it. All right. So look up the definition of chaste and of chastity. Okay. Let's continue on. This ye yourselves have seen in the case of your mother, that the result of her chastity, are good in the, the result of chastity are in the end good. So you get your reward for being chaste at the end, not at the beginning. For perhaps she would have been cut off if she had committed adultery, but the Most High took pity on her for having behaved chastely, rescued her from death that threatened her, and restored her to her lost children. All right, this is chapter 14. But some will say, how many have perished on the account of their chastity? There are people that have died while they were virgins. There's people that have been murdered while they were virgins. All right. But watch this. He says, yes, but it is because they did not perceive the danger. For the woman who perceives that she is in love with anyone, or is beloved by anyone, should immediately shun all occasion with him, as if she would shun a blazing fire or a mad dog. And this is exactly what your mother did, for she really loved chastity as a blessing. Wherefore, she was preserved along with you, obtain the full knowledge of the everlasting kingdom. For the woman who wishes to be chaste ought to know that she is envied by wickedness, and that because the love of many lie in wait for her, if then she remain holy through a steadfast persistence in chastity, she will gain victory over all temptations and be saved. Whereas, even as if she were to do it all that was right, and yet should once commit the sin of adultery, she must be punished, as said the prophet. The chaste wife, this is chapter 15. The chaste wife doing the will of the Most High is a good reminiscence of his first creation. So the chaste wife doing the will of the Most High is a good reminiscence of when before Eve fell, going back to that first righteous state. And the Most High being one, created one woman for one man. She is also still more chaste if she does not forget her own creation, and has a future punishment before her eyes, and is not ignorant to the loss of eternal blessings. The chaste woman takes pleasure in those who wishes to be saved, and is a pious example to the pious, for she is the model of a good life. She who wishes to be chaste cuts off all occasions of slander, but if she be slandered as by an enemy, though affording him no pretext, she is blessed and avenged by the Most High. The chaste woman longs for the Most High, loves the Most High, pleases the Most High, glorifies the Most High, and to men she affords no occasion of slander. The chaste woman perfumes the church with her good reputation, and glorifies it by her piety. She is moreover the praise of her teachers and the helper of them in their chastity. See that? So the good reputation of the woman is what makes her stand out. Her good behavior, her chaste behavior, not her appearance, not her clothes, not her wealth, not her perfume, not her jewelry. These are all things that women wear externally, but it's the internal woman that makes her chaste. Now watch this, because this chaste lesson goes beyond women. It goes beyond mothers. It extends to husbands and fathers, even to children. Children have to be chaste too. This is not something that you do when you're a grown up. This is something that you start right now. Come. You start learning how to be chaste right now. Chapter 16. The chaste woman is adorned with the Son of the Most High as a bridegroom. What's it mean to be adorned? You are adorned with a comfortable blanket. What does that mean? You are adorned with the turquoise, beautiful shirt. Huh? Given? You? Who? Okay. Rapaya is adorned with a pink head covering. Bayamian is adorned with a white shirt and some cool glasses. Okay. Yeah, to be covered with. All right. Con? So it says the chaste woman is adorned with the Son of the Most High. With the Son of the Most High, as with the bridegroom. She is clothed with holy light. Her beauty lies in a well-regulated soul. She is fragrant with ointment, even with the good reputation. She is arrayed in beautiful vesture, even modesty. She wears about her precious pearls, even chaste words. She is radiant, for her mind has been brilliantly lighted up. Unto a beautiful mirror does she look, for she looks unto the Most High. Beautiful cosmetics does she use, namely the fear of the Most High, with which she admonishes her soul. Beautiful is the woman, not because she has chains of gold on her, but because she has been set free from transient lusts. The chaste woman is greatly desired by the king. She has been wooed, watched, and loved by him. The chaste woman does not furnish occasion of being desired, except by her own husband. The chaste woman is grieved when she is desired by another. No, leave me alone. Don't talk to me. The chaste woman loves her husband from her heart, embraces, soothes, and pleases him, acts the slave to him, and is obedient to him in all things, except when she should be disobedient to the Most High. For she who obeys the Most High is without the aid of watchmen, chaste in soul and pure in body. Foolish, therefore, verse 17. Foolish, therefore, is every husband who separates his wife from the fear of the Most High. For she who does not fear the Most High is not afraid of her husband. If she fear not the Most High, who sees what is invisible, how will she be chaste in her unseen choice? And how will she be chaste who does not come to the assembly to hear chaste making words? What does that verse mean? How will she be chaste who does not come to the assembly to hear chaste making words?
Chaste if she has a mind to be chaste?
If what?
She has a mind to,
okay, what sayest thou? I'm gonna read it again. Bayamia, you give an answer too, because you're old enough. All right, Yasha'Allah, I ask you all, what do you all think this means, Israel? All right, Shalom, Big Papa. Y'all, I love you, King. All right, Shalom. Azariah Ban Yasha'Allah. Hey, yo, if you're watching, check us out on YouTube, man. We're doing a screen share, so you'll be able to see a different view. Or you can stay right here on Facebook and build with us. We'll be doing this until the wheels fall off, all right? The Shabbat is a day long, all right? I'm going to read this again. Tell me what y'all think. And how will she be chaste who does not come to the assembly to hear chaste making words? And how will she be chaste who does not come to the assembly to hear chaste making words? Is it? Okay. All right. And how can a woman become chaste if she does not come to the Shabbat, to the assembly, to the congregation to hear chaste making words? How can a woman learn to be chaste if she doesn't come and learn amongst the people? How can a person learn if they don't go to school? Yeah, come on. And how can she be made? And how will she be made chaste who does not come to the assembly to hear chaste making words? And how can she obtain admonition? And how will she be chaste without watchmen? If she be not informed in regard of the coming judgment of the Most High, And if she be not fully assured of the eternal punishment is the penalty of the slight pleasure. Wherefore, on the other hand, compel her, even, look at this, and I need all of you men, women, and children to hear this. Compel her, even against her will. What does that mean? Compel her, even against her will. Absolutely. And how can she be chaste without a watchman? If she be not informed in regarded to the coming judgment of the Most High, and if she be not fully assured of the eternal punishment, that eternal punishment is the penalty for the slight pleasure. Wherefore, on the other hand, compel her, even against her will, always to come to hear chaste-making word, yea, coaxed her to do so. Make her come, even if she don't want to. I don't feel like it. The only time a daughter doesn't have to come to the assembly is when she's tama'ah, when she's set apart, when she's in her purity. That's the only time. But every other time we're told, no, tell her to come, convince her to come, coax her to come, even against her will. Nah, sit right there. I got a good word just for you. I got to listen. The Most High want to tell you something, because guess what? I didn't want to do today. I didn't want to. I wanted to play this game called Control because I just made it to this new level, and I wanted to sit there and play the game and listen to the Torah portion. So even against our own will, we have to be convinced and told to come. All right. All week. Guess what we're going to do all week? We're going to do whatever we want all week. All week. The one day Howard tells us to sit down and listen and study him, we should do that. Okay? And don't just wait for the Shabbat to be over with, or don't just wait for Abba to finish talking. Listen and learn. Okay? Because we get to live it all week, but we only get to sit down and experience and study it together as a mashpachah once. Okay? And this is the day Yahweh told us to. All right, so let's learn a little bit more about chastity. Like I said, this extends past women. It goes to men. All right, and the scripture says, foolish is every man who teaches his wife to go against the Most High. Much better it is if you will take her by the hand and come. So he even tells us how. Don't be forceful. I don't have to, you don't pick her up and slam her down and sit down and you gonna listen. Sometimes you might have to say that. You might have to say that. But he says what? Better it is if you will take her by the hand in order that you yourself might become chaste. So I got to be calm. I got to be composed. I got to be easygoing sometimes. But sometimes I also have to be, assertive and say, no, that's not what we're doing. We're doing this. So Peter tells us what? Much better it is if you would take her by the hand and come in order that you yourself might become chaste. For you will desire to become chaste, that ye may experience the full fruition of a holy marriage, if you will not scruple. Today I was about to scruple. I was about to be like, did everybody go to the Torah portion? Oh, yeah, did? Okay, everybody study? Okay. All right, I'm about to study too. And I was going to sit still on my beanbag chair on Catalpa and play the game and listen to the scriptures. But it was better if I didn't. Because if I would have, I wouldn't have got to see you looking at me right now. I wouldn't have got to see you chewing your lip. I wouldn't have got to see that. It's better if we're together. So I praise Yahweh, because even when I have my moments, I got to be reminded too. Nah, we're supposed to be together and study the Torah. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Yea, gather yourselves. We're not supposed to gather and hear and learn breakdowns. We're supposed to gather and hear the words that make us chaste, which are the instructions of the Most High. Masha Moses read the Torah to us every Shabbat. Ezra, the one who rewrote the Torah for us, he stood up and read the Torah every Shabbat, to the point to where we cried, tears in our eyes, because we realized what we had did wrong. Me, us. But if you don't hear somebody tell you what you're doing wrong, how can you know? I'll just stay in my same thing. So we got to come together and study the Torah. All right. So let's listen to this. We're told, much better it is if you will take her by the hand to come, in order that you yourself may become chaste. If you would desire to become chaste, that you may experience the full fruition of a holy marriage, and that you will not scruple, if you desire to become a father to love your own children and to be loved by your own children. He who wishes to have a chaste wife is also himself chaste, gives her what is due to a wife, takes his meals with her, keeps his company with her, goes to her with the word that makes chaste, does not grieve her, does not rashly quarrel with her, does not make himself hateful to her, furnishes her with all good things he can. And when he has them not, he makes up the deficiency by caresses. The chaste wife does not expect to be caressed, recognizes her husband as her Lord, bears his poverty when he is poor, is hungry with him when he is hungry, travels with him when he travels, consoles him when he is grieved, and if she have a large dowry, is subject to him as if she had nothing at all. But if the husband have a poor wife, let him reckon her chastity a great dowry. What does that mean? That last part. I know we just read a lot, and I pray and I hope that all of y'all heard that, because those are jewels to help your own marriages, to help your own households, to help your own families. I hope that y'all heard that. Since I've been studying this, my character has changed. My demeanor, my posture has changed. I've started sitting down at the table when Amma is cooking, or when it's time to eat, I sit down with the mashpakah or with the amayim, or I sit down and talk for no reason. All right. I started doing things differently. But the main parts in this that I see is if a husband or if a father wants to be loved, does what? He says, if you will desire to become chaste, that you will have the full fruition of a holy marriage. You will not scruple. If you desire it to become a father, to love your own children and to be loved of your own children. That means I got to love y'all. So y'all's answer was correct. If you want to be loved by your children, you got to love your children. So as y'all know, I do believe in a rod. I will raise my voice, but it's only when I have to. Every other time, hey, all right. Oh, yeah, what we doing? Oh, okay, cool. All right. But Zacardia, if you don't stop moving that right there, you're going to have to move, because the other people on the end of the camera, they see it move and it disturbs them. So it's got to be still. It's got to be straight up, huh? Can you stop moving it, Baba Kusha? All right. If you move it again, though, you're going to have to switch places. All right. So be careful. So it's good for us fathers to learn chastity, to learn to be chaste. All right. Now, what does this mean right here? I'm going to start back at the husband and wife part. The chaste wife does not expect to be caressed, recognizes her husband as her Lord, bears his poverty when he is poor, is hungry with him when he is hungry. That's all self-explanatory. Travels with him when he travels, consoles him when he is grieved. And if she have a large dowry, is subject to him as if she had nothing at all. But if the husband have a poor wife, let him reckon her chastity a great dowry. What does that mean? If a husband has a poor wife, let him reckon her chastity a great dowry. What does that mean? Excellent answer. What says thou? All of y'all gave the perfect in sync gold star answers all the way around. Her chastity is priceless. Her chastity is worth more than money. Her being chaste to her husband is worth more than a great amount of money. Isn't that beautiful? So the scriptures tell us, Flavius Josephus against Appian, book number 2, to when we marry, to not seek regard of portion. Let's finish this up. The chaste wife is temperate in her eating and drinking, in order that the weariness of the body, thus pampered, may not drag the soul down to unlawful desires. Moreover, she never assuredly remains alone with young men. She suspects the old and turns away from disorderly laughter, gives herself unto the Most High alone. She is not led astray. She delights in listening to holy words, but turns away from those which are spoken excuse me, but turns away from those which are not spoken to produce chastity. So that's the end of the reading of that right there. All right, that's Clementine Homilies, book 13. Chapter 13 through chapter 18. So Clementine Homilies, chapter 13 through chapter 18. All right. So it does finish off. There's more. It goes down to chapter 19, which we might as well finish that. So chapter 19, just finishing up, it reads, Allahaya is my witness. One adultery is as bad as many murders. And that is terrible. And what is terrible in it is this, that the fearfulness and impiety of its murders are not seen. For when blood is shed, the dead body remains lying, and all are struck with the terrible nature of the occurrence. Or in other words, the bad thing about adultery is that nobody sees when it happens. It's worse than many murders, and nobody knows about it except for the two people. Yahweh knows, but everybody else around has no idea that it happened. And then when that person goes out, somebody else, because it has to be a man who commits adultery with the woman. A woman commits adultery if she has a husband. When he lays with somebody else, then that person doesn't commit adultery too. And then when she lays with her husband, now she's made her husband an adultery. See? So one adultery is worse than many murders. When you see somebody get murdered, you see their dead body laying in the street. Oh man, Esau had murdered another Hebrew. Man, they laying there in the street and everybody can see it. But the bad part about adultery is that it can't be seen. For when blood is shed, the dead body remains lying, and all are struck with the terrible nature of the occurrence. But the murders of the soul caused by adultery, though they are more frightful, yet they are not seen by men. Do not make the daring a whit less eager in the impulse. And that was kind of hard to say. Are you okay? Okay. So what it means is that it makes a person, that was just weird. I looked up, he's like, it was okay though. It's okay. So I'm gonna read that again. Yet, since they are not seen by men, do not make the daring a whit less eager in their impulse. Can y'all figure that one out? Yes, you can. I'm gonna read it one more time. All right, one more time, and then I'll take it if you don't got it. Yet, since they are not seen by men, do not make the daring a whit less eager in their impulse. Try. Since they weren't seen, the person is daring. It makes them more eager in their impulse to do it. Nobody's seen me do it. See? So they think that they get away with it. All right. Yet, since they were not seen by men, do not make the daring a whit less eager in their impulse. Know, O man, whose breath it is that you have and keep in your life, and you shall not wish that it be polluted. By adultery alone is the breath of the Most High polluted, and therefore it drags him who polluted it into the hellfire, into the fire. And it hastens to deliver up its insulter to everlasting punishment. Adultery is never worth it. Remember that forever. All right. Oh, you got a boyfriend? Ew, gross. Nah, I ain't gotta say nothing to you. Because Peter says to flee from him as if you was running from a mad dog. Flee from him as if you was running from a house on fire. Okay? Save your soul. All right. So we came here initially because we wanted to see if a husband wants to be loved by his children. If a father wants to be loved, he has to be what? He has to be loving. He has to be chaste also. Okay. So I pray that was a blessing to somebody. Hey, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom to our Mashpachayim, the families that's watching, that's listening. All right, that's learning with us. We're going to go ahead and pull up this week's Torah portion. We're going to get started with the book of Numbers. Okay. We're going to have our wonderful, young, powerful readers. We got 3 strong readers with us. Zakaria, I want you to switch seats with Lamadia. Khan. All right. You take your big brother seat. Now you get to be big like him. Khan. All right. So we're going to get started with this week's Torah portion. And Naquan, what's our Torah portion this week?
36, verse 13.
All praise. So everybody is watching on the screen. There's our Torah portion. We're going to start the book of Numbers, chapter 30. And you know what's funny? I started with Deuteronomy chapter 30. All right. Numbers chapter 30, KJV. So that's where we actually start at. All right. And I was all the way in a whole different book. I'm reading the Song of Moses, and I'm in the world. I'm completely enjoying it. I'm like, oh man, this is wonderful. So for me, I'll be going over the Torah portion all fresh and all new all over. All right, so we're going to get started. And if you're watching, I encourage you, Baba Kushah, please, Shammai, listen, pay attention, learn. All right. Now, we started this week's Torah portion last night. So we read Numbers chapter 30 last night. So if y'all caught the video, we did Numbers chapter 30. I am not going to do a breakdown on it because I did a video last night. All right. So I just want everybody to hear and to understand and, you know, and just to be in sync. OK, Numbers chapter 30 talks about a vow. All right. So if a man speaks a vow, what does he have to do? If a woman speaks a vow, what does she have to do? Except for when? Yeah, I got you. You're a woman. Your brother got you. Con, what'd you say?
Unless the father says otherwise, he hears it.
Unless the father says otherwise, then he makes the word vow. Or unless who else say otherwise? How you keep getting you on this? Unless the husband makes the vow, unless the husband breaks the woman's vow. If he says, no, my woman is not doing that. No, my daughter is not doing that. Then Yahweh will forgive the woman of the words that she spoke. All right. We got 2% on this charge. We grab that right there and plug this one up. I want to keep our Facebook family in the know. You may, if you sit in the kitchen, also get your Aquan. Zakaria, put that down. All right. Go ahead. Go over Rapaya. Go over Rapaya. All right, 2% on this one. We should be good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to read this week's Torah portion, starting at Numbers chapter 30. I will not be breaking it down, but I do encourage everybody to read along and see for yourselves. Also, I want to say Tawada, salute to Yapa Creations. The Akwaf that's on her name is Rashwan Irab. She made this beautiful Mashra Yasha Allah flag that is behind me. And y'all might have seen it on other videos. She made the Mashra Yasha Allah flag. Beautiful prints and designs, Mashra Yasha Allah book bags. I mean, just everything. Just government of Israel representing umbrellas. All right. But the light is shining behind us, so I don't know if y'all will be able to see it. It's not charging, Vaughn. Wait, is it? Yeah, kind of Slack. Yes, it is. Slack. Yes, it is. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on this week's Torah portion. Again, Thawala Yapa Creations for helping us with this government of Israel flag. You'll probably be able to see it better when the sun goes down. So let's get started. Numbers chapter 30. I'll take the first chapter. And Mashah spake unto the heads of the tribes of Yasher Allah. Can everybody see that? Okay, we're screen sharing. Okay. All right. Is it screen sharing? Yeah. And Mashah spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, this is the thing which Yahweh hath commanded. If a man vow a vow unto Yahweh or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. If a woman also vow a vow unto Yahweh and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow and her bond wherewith she hath bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, then all her words shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth not any of her vows, or of her bonds wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand, and Yahweh shall forgive her because her father disallowed her. And verse 6, and if she at all had a husband, when she had vowed or uttered aught out of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul. I'm going to read that verse again because I heard myself add a word. And sometimes it's good just for practice. If you find yourself doing that, go back and read it again. Read the verse again. So I'm going to do that again. Numbers chapter 30, verse 6. And if she had at all a husband, when she vowed or uttered aught out of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband hear it, and held his peace at her in the day that he heard it, then her vows shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. So this even means if the woman said she didn't tell him, and then she all of a sudden want to get a job on weekends being a stripper, but she's in the truth, and her husband found out, and he didn't say nothing, what happens? Man, that's a great answer. Wow, Yahweh won't forgive her. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Not only will Yahweh not forgive her for that offense, but he allowed it to happen. And that's something that we'll see. You know, it's like, well, you let me, right? Right? Well, you let me. You didn't say I couldn't. I've heard that. I've seen it. And we have to be careful what we allow. All right. Now, I know that was an extreme example, but the fact of the matter is we can't allow everything. We have to stand up for righteousness. No, Ahab, which is love. No, daughter, I don't agree with that. So we stand up for righteousness and we don't allow everything. So verse 8, but if her husband disallowed her in the day that he heard it, when then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect, and Yahweh shall forgive her. But every vow of a widow and of her that is divorced, wherewith she hath bound her soul, shall stand against her. And if she vowed in her husband's house, or bound her soul by a bond with an oath, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her, and disallowed her not, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband hath utterly made them void on the what? On the day he heard them. So it has to be when we become aware of it. Not when you become aware of it, you just don't say nothing. All right. Then whatsoever proceeded out of her lips concerning her vows or concerning the bond of her soul shall not stand. Her husband hath made them void, and Yahweh shall forgive her. Now, every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband shall make it void. I'm going to copy, paste, and highlight this part. And it's not just because I am a man and a husband and a father. It's because Yasha Allah needs to know this. There's a hierarchy. There's a structure. All right. And that structure has to be Yahweh. Who else? Who's after Yahweh? Yahweh Shai. Who else after Yahweh Shai? Man. Woman. And then who else? And then after child, who else? Beast. And after beast, who else? Wow, look at y'all. Wow, hallelujah. Now, what if a Gentile was a Gentile that was being obedient, keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments? Do we treat our beast better than them? Absolutely not. We treat that Gentile with the same integrity and with the same respect that our father Abraham did. Okay, our father Abraham was good to all Gentiles, except when you came against his family. When you came against his family, then I'm going to bring 300 of my warriors, and we're going to come against you, and we're going to kill y'all in y'all sleep, and I'm going to bring back my son and my daughter. And I'm not making no deals with y'all. And Yahweh going to bless me after I finish performing this act. So our father Abraham was good to people. So it don't always have to be, you know, we plummet and pummel and beat down the Gentiles with words. Nah, because there's some Gentiles that are really seeking Yahweh. And some of you Israelites need to learn how to be good teachers to Gentiles. Okay. And I don't just mean the lost 12 tribes of Israel. I literally mean the ones that are not from our nationality. Y'all need to learn how to be good teachers to everybody. You got Negroes talking about save the animals, but not showing mercy to living fleshly men and women. All right. We have to learn how to use equity. And your equity might not be what the person that's supposed to dispense it is. You might think equity is one thing, but the person that you're asking equity from is the one who actually does the judging. Okay. So Abraham was good to the Gentiles, and he was also a teacher to them. So remember that, Yasha Allah. All right, so Numbers chapter 30, verse 13. Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul. So he could be like, no, honey, I want you to take the bus to work all week because we need to save the car so the car don't go down on us. All right, so you got to take the bus all week. All right, you got to take the bus for 2 weeks in the snow. Okay, I want you to dress warm. I want you to have a thermos. Okay, I want you to have a scarf. You have yourself protected. I'll walk you to the bus stop. I'll pick you up. Hey, you know what? This week I won't be able to go with you because I got to go out of town. But I want you to do what you're supposed to do. That's why it says afflict the soul, because it might be something that she don't want to do. So Yahweh says every vow and binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it or her husband may make it void. No, Ahabia, I don't want you to ride the bus. I want your sister to come and pick you up, and she's going to drive you back and forth to work every day for a week because she's off week and she has the other form of transportation. It might afflict the other sister's soul to have to do it, but the husband said so. See? Let's get to this. Numbers chapter, and I want y'all, you two elders, and you two, where's your sword, your sapar? Get Proverbs chapter 6. All right. I want y'all to pull up. You got your sword? Pull up Proverbs chapter 6, because we're talking about oaths and binding our souls. And sometimes you might say something hasty or say something rash, and you might have to try to get yourself out of it. Okay. Proverbs chapter 6. But hold on. I mean, y'all can read it if y'all want to right now, and then y'all understand. So Numbers chapter 30, verse 14. But if her husband altogether hold his peace at her from the day he heard it, then he establisheth all her vows, or all of her bonds wherewith she bound which are upon her. All right, let me read that again. Numbers chapter 30, verse 14. But if her husband altogether hold his peace at her from day to day, then he establisheth all her vows or all her bonds which are upon her. He confirmeth them because he held his peace at her in the day that he heard them. So men of Israel, we have to completely be husbands, leaders, men, all right? And we have to speak up for our families. We have to speak up for our ribs, okay? You do have the authority and righteousness to be able to say yay or nay in the decision that they made. And you daughters of Israel, again, salute to you, all right? One West, salute to you, all right? One West, salute. Salute to all of you daughters of Israel who are operating in righteousness, who want to be governed, who want to be led, who allow your husbands to be heads and to be kings. Salute to all of you daughters who are not harlots and who are not runabouts, who submit yourselves to your fathers. Salute to all of you children who salute yourselves and submit yourselves to your fathers. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all always, it's y'all who make and allow us to be the kings and the rulers and the heads over y'all. What is a king without his subjects? So salute to you all for learning how to be subject and for operating in righteousness. Because if it wasn't for good sons and for good daughters, we would just be good fathers alone. If it wasn't for you good ribs who are learning how to be humble and submissive and to learning how to put your passions to the side and to be mothers and compassionate ribs, if it wasn't for you all holding that demeanor, then we would just be husbands of other ribs who are submissive, and you would not get your reward. Okay, dancing prince, go ahead, step to the side, take your seat. All right, Anya Hablaka. All right, so salute to you all. So Numbers chapter 30, verse 15, but if he shall in any ways make them void after he hath heard them, then he shall bear her iniquity. Chapter 30, verse 16. These are the statutes which Yahweh commanded Mashah between a man and his wife, between a father and his daughter, yet being in her youth in her father's house. Repeat after me. Kala Shara, the body Yahweh, Na Aisha, Wa Na Shemai. All that Yahweh has said, will we do and hear. Hallelujah. So we learn this when we're young, and then when we become older, now our children are safe and they have a proper structure on how they're supposed to behave and how they're supposed to run their houses also. Hallelujah. So we learned this when we were young. Now, what if you make a vow while you're in your haste? What if you make a vow and you agreed to something that you didn't agree to? Did you read number 6? I mean, Proverbs 6? You didn't? Lamad, did you read it?
A little bit.
Okay, so we're gonna pull up Proverbs chapter 6 real quick, and I want to get Israel's opinion on this. Proverbs chapter 6, KJV, BLB. All right, I'm gonna read it, and I want all y'all's opinion. This is Proverbs chapter 6, because you might have done or said something hastily, and that's happened. I've said stuff hastily, and I had to go back and be like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 1. My son, if thou be surety for thy friend, if thou hast stricken thine hand with the stranger, right? Let me get a good handshake. Hey, how you doing? I'm gay. You're gay too. We're gay together? Yeah? You agree with that? Yeah? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Come here. We're both gay, right? See? Be careful what you agree to. Be careful who you struck in your hands with. We're not gay. We're gay. We're happy in Yahweh. We're happy in Yahweh and his salvation. All right. We are set apart. We are pure in our chastity. Okay. And Yahweh is making us better every day. But the point is, watch who you shake hands with. Watch who you agree with. So this is why you see Yahshua, what we do. What we do. All praise, knowledge, wisdom. Okay, all praise. Khan. Shalom. Watch who you shake hands with. Khan? Shaking hands mean it's a covenant. It's an agreement. Hey, how you doing? And that Esau always comes with that. You had to experience that on your interview day. Hi. Hi. And then what did you do with your hand before then? And what about when their hands be all sweaty and ugh? What do they got between their fingers? Did they just do like this and they didn't? Eh? See?
I don't shake nobody.
That's right. That's right. You know what's good for princesses to do? And don't worry about hurting their feelings. And your Abba do this too. Put your hand very politely over your chest and just close your eyes and bow. And they'll get the point. Con? Oh, okay. Oh, hey, shalom, shalom. How are you? Hallelujah. Shalom, shalom. Hello. You know, that works. Then they'll do it. And they're like, oh, okay. Hi, hi. And they'll take their hand back. They understand. Okay. You don't have to shake everybody's hands. You don't know what they was doing with their hands, nor do you know what they want you to agree to. Let's read this. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 1. Okay, all praise, all praise, all praise. Salute to new subscriber, Alan Lattimore. Subscribe to your channel, man. Greatly appreciate that, Alan Lattimore. Yahweh by Shema Mashak, Al-Shah, Brakatah, man. I like to see those subscriptions pop up. That's a huge privilege and a blessing, man. Thawada, y'all. Man, I got to do something about those notifications, though. I don't really like that all like that. But I appreciate you, Alan Lattimore. Thawada, thank you for subscribing, Prince. You know, this is your family page, brother. So Proverbs chapter 6, verse 1. My son, if thou be for surety, if thou be for thy surety for thy friend, if thou hast stricken thine hand with the stranger, watch what Yahweh says. Verse 2. What's it say? What's verse 2 say? That's right. So what's a snare? What's a snare? What is I want to catch these birds, so I'm going to throw this over. It's a net. Or I want to catch this raccoon, so I'm going to open up this net. Yeah. Cage, net. Yeah. A snare starts with a T.
Trap.
It's a trap. So thou art trapped. You are trapped with the words of your mouth. So be careful who you agree with, what you agree to, and how soon you agree to something. Hey, give me a couple of days. Let me think about that. That sounds good. All right. Well, let me check with my Abba. I got to check. Man, you 18. You still ask? Yeah, I still ask my Abba. Pump? No, you don't got to say that. I would. I used to go hard. Be like, man, I love my father, man. What? I used to frown up my face if somebody said something. What? You know, I still love my Abba, man. So, and I praise Yahweh, man. So, but you don't gotta call him a punk. But now let me check with my Abba. Let me check with my Amma. Hold on. Give me a couple days before I give you an agreement on that. Why? Thou art snared with the words of thy mouth. Thou art taken with what? Verse 2. Of whose mouth?
Thy mouth.
Of thy mouth. This goes perfectly with Numbers chapter 30. Thou art snared with the words of thy mouth. Thou art taken with the words of thy mouth. And then we're given instructions. Watch this. Verse 3. Read verse 3 loud and strong, Lamadia.
Do this now, my son, and deliver thyself.
Deliver who?
Thyself.
Deliver thyself. So do this now, my son. Banyamyan. Deliver thyself. Read.
When thou art come into the hand of thy friend, go, humble thyself, and make sure thy friend.
So go and humble yourself to your friend. Catch his attention. Watch what he says. Verse 4. Read that loud and strong, Nakwa. Verse 4.
Give not sleep to thine eyes.
Don't get no rest. Read.
Nor slumber to thine eyelids.
Give not sleep to thy eyes, nor slumber to thy eyelids. Verse 5, Lamadia.
Deliver thyself as a roe from the hand of the hunter.
What's a roe, Banyamyan? No, a roe is an animal. A roe is a baby deer. You ever seen a baby deer run? A baby deer run, a baby deer take off. Like it look at you. You have? A baby deer run. Con on YouTube, a baby deer can run real fast and it can go sideways. It can dip and dodge. Get up out of there. We call it shake the spot. Okay? Ma? Well, we can show you what a baby deer look like. You got your phone on you? Bayana? Do you have your phone on you? Kind of loud. Okay. We'll take care of it. So a baby deer, a baby roe can dip real quick. So the Most High says, deliver thyself as a roe from the hand of the hunter. Because a baby deer knows what's about to happen. You ain't here to pet me. You trying to taste my tender meat. I'm going to get up out of here. And as a bird from the hand of the fowler. The fowler is the person who traps birds. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. See? So the instructions that we're given is to do what? Is to get up out that situation. If you've put yourself in a bind with your words, you've bound yourself with your words, don't give yourself no rest. Get up out that situation if you can, okay? And it's possible, all right? This is one of my favorite chapters, Proverbs chapter 6. Now this is a different subject. This is a different subject. But this is one of the verses I read when I was 17. Okay, I was 17 and I read this and it changed my life. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 10. Y'all look down at that. Proverbs 6:10. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little. Look at this. Look at this. A little folding of the hands. See, it's all written there. That's so cool. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands. What'll happen? So shall thy poverty come as one that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man. So a lazy person, a person that sleeps all day, doesn't get the reward. So this is one of the things that helped me to. I love waking up early in the morning. I love waking up at all. I just wouldn't be suck if you didn't wake up. What happened? I didn't wake up. But anywho, that's one of my favorite verses. So there is a remedy for Proverbs chapter 30. Hey, don't do that. Don't you do that. Your Aquath was getting your attention. Don't fan her away. She's trying to help you, Con. And you're not in trouble, Rapaya. Rapaya, you're not in trouble. But she was trying to get your attention to help you, Con. What did she want? See? Find out what she wanted. Con? All right. So there is a remedy for Proverbs chapter 30. And the remedy is if you get trapped by your words, try to get out of it. You know what? I lied. You lied. Huh? Yeah, you know what? My bad. I lied. You do that too? And it takes courage to say that out loud. Hey, you know what? My bad. I lied. Let me fix that real quick. So luckily, I didn't mean to say that. And then I think eventually we get to the point to where we don't say it. Okay. All right, so now that's it on Proverbs chapter 31. I encourage everybody that's watching on live, if you can, to comment, speak to each other, help each other out. All right, we're gonna go on to the book of what I say. Did I say Deuteronomy?
You said Proverbs.
Proverbs 31.
It was Proverbs 6.
It was Proverbs 6. So that's it on Numbers chapter 30, precepting with Proverbs chapter 6. All right, but let's get one more. All right, everybody got their apocrypha, right? All right. All right, let's get the Apocrypha. We're going to go to the book of Sirach. And the water for everybody that's building with us, that's watching, that's learning online with us. All right. The objective for the Shabbat is for us to spend time in the Lord. Spend time in Yahweh. Don't spend time, oh, I'm going to do a breakdown on if the earth is flat. No, I'm not. I'm going to do a breakdown on if Joseph is the father. No, I'm not. I'm going to do a breakdown on if sacrifices really happened and if we were supposed to be vegans based off of Genesis chapter 1, verse 20. No, I'm not. And if y'all notice, I just named off all of the out there doctrines that's going on right now. What we do every Shabbat is we teach the Torah portion. It don't matter what your difference is. It don't matter what you think. And if a person has a problem with me on a Shabbat, guess what? Their problem has to go on the back burner because we are obligated to read the law, statutes, and commandments. There was a brother he like flicked a little rock at me, and he was like, brothers teaching the Torah portion on the same schedule. It's like, Negro, what are you talking about? I love the brother so much, I didn't even want to say nothing, man. 1 minute, he was like, you cool, you a humble brother. The next minute, he throwing shots at me. Well, I'm going to show you how humble I am. I'm going to love you even though you saying poo-poo caca things about me. And it's not about what we feel. It's about what Yahweh told us to do. All right. Yahweh Shai's custom every Shabbat was to go to the synagogue and he read out of the book of the law. He read out of the prophets. The scriptures tell us that Moses was read in every city. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate everybody building and coming together. All right. And I appreciate everybody dropping these sentences and these, everybody's saying stuff in here, man. Continue to speak, continue to talk, continue to build. If you say Shabbat Shalom, we see you. If you say Shalom, we see you. If you have a disagreement, we see you. Hey, yo, talk to each other. This is Mashpachat Pa'an. This is family time. And we come together so the families can hear the Torah. We've been doing this for years, teaching the Torah portion. Unwavering, teaching the Torah portion. Law, statutes, commandments, the prophecies, and ending it off with the gospel of the Messiah. Okay? And that's a steady, constant diet. And if you do it with us, as long as we do it, you will go in a rotation. You will go in a revolving a circle. I don't know. I just said 3 different synonyms for a sphere, I guess. So you will go in a procession circuit of learning the Torah over and over and over and over to where it's like when you hear something, you'll be like, wait a minute, that's here. That's in the Torah. That's here. That's in the prophets. That's here. That's in the gospel. All right. So 6 days a week, I talk about whatever I want to talk about pertaining to the ministry. When it comes to the Shabbat, though, y'all know we're going to be teaching the Torah portion. So this is a way to keep you and your family safe. Teach the Torah. Let's get back to this real quick. All right. So we're going to get the book of Sirach real quick. I want everybody to see this. OK, we're going to get Sirach chapter 28. OK, Ecclesiasticus chapter 28, KJV. Now, the words that we speak are very important. The words that come out of our mouths are very important. All right. 28. Let me see. I don't think that Ecclesiasticus. Oh, okay, that's it. Let me see the whole chapter. All right. Now, I want y'all to notice. I'm gonna pull up the screen share so y'all can see it with your own eyes. Okay. So let's switch over to the screen share. So this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 28. All right. Now, the majority of this chapter is about learning how to watch your own mouth, learning how to control what comes out of your face. All right. Because nobody can. I used to have a bad temper. I was not a cool guy. I had a bad temper, and that's not a good thing. And if somebody did something or said something and I got upset and I reacted, I would be like, well, he did this, or well, she said that. She said this. And it's like what they did or what they said made me react to respond. And that wasn't cool. That means other people had control of me. Okay. And we can't allow that. You can't allow other people to have control over your passions. Okay. So Ecclesiasticus chapter 28 is about learning how to protect and watch your mouth. Okay. So watch this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 28. I think the Facebook just shut down. Everybody that's watching on YouTube, I think the Facebook just shut down. I don't see the camera up, but we're going to go ahead and continue. I told everybody that's watching on Facebook, switch over to YouTube. So Shalom, YouTube family. We'll be getting it from over here. All right. So Ecclesiasticus chapter 28. Everybody should know this. Okay. We're going to skip to verse 16, though. Okay. Also, here goes something else. People that still respond because they're in their passions shows that they're spiritually immature, shows that they're not operating in the fruits of the spirit, but in the works of the flesh. Okay. All right. So let's read that verse 16. Verse 16, and it reads, whoso hearkeneth unto it, it is the negative speech, the bad words, gossip, tale-bearing, backbiting. Whoso hearkeneth unto it shall never find rest and never dwell quietly. The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. So is it true that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? Is that true? It's not true. Sticks and stones may break my bones, and words do hurt. Words hurt very much. Look at this. And it's all right here in the Bible. Sirach, we're in Sirach chapter what? I got to stop these pop-ups from coming up. I don't know how to do that yet. Who? Sirach chapter 28, and we're in verse 17. So it's not true that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Words hurt very much. The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh. And this is why I don't like dealing with dudes that don't got good self-control of their mouth or their tongue. This is why I don't like dealing with dudes that be offensive, but then come back and be like, I was joking. You know, you my friend. You know, we cool. No, because what you said is what you meant. That's what came out your mouth. What came out your mouth came out your what? Came out your heart. What came out your mouth came out your heart. The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh what? Breaketh bones. So it's not true that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Words do hurt. Know that, men of Israel. Know that, women of Israel. All right, let's get down to verse 25. Verse 25. Weigh thy words in the balance and maketh a door. Hold on, I apologize. I got to go back. Verse 25. I messed up on the screen share. All right. Weigh thy words in the balance and make a door and a bar for thy mouth. So don't be hasty to go into an agreement. Don't be hasty to just be like, oh, yeah, I'm down with that. And that was my silliness when I was young. When I was young, I was Mr. Do Whatever. Man, we about to rob this store. All right, what's up? Man, we about to go and get in this fight. Man, let's do it. That was silly of me. I'm not proud of that today. I lost a lot of time in my life, and I hurt a lot of family members, friends, and, you know, beloved sisters that I just hurt their feelings because of my foolishness. Man, I'd be like, I wish I could be your friend now today. I'm cooler than what I was then. So the Most High tells us to weigh our words in the balance. Consider what you're going to say. Imagine that Levite scale. One balance over here, one balance over here. If I say this, or I could say that. So weigh thy words in a balance and make a door and bar for your mouth. And don't say nothing. My mother's from the tribe of Gad. My grandfather, Jerry Morrow, which I remember him, was a very tall, light-skinned Gadite. All right. And my mother's a very short, light-skinned Gadite. And her mother might have been Benjamin. But my Amma, when she gets upset and when she doesn't want to say nothing because she knows she's going to be offensive, she won't say nothing. And I've even seen her do like that. And that's something that's wise. Weigh thy words in the balance and make a door and a bar for thy mouth. Watch this, verse 26. Here's the point. Beware thou slide not by it. Don't slide by the bar. Don't be like, oh, you just made me so mad. I just couldn't help it. And you did this and you said this, so this is why. You just slipped. You just slid by the words of your mouth. Beware thou slide not by it, lest thou fall before him that lieth in wait. Because there's certain people, there's ones who want to see you slip. There's people who are waiting for you to make a mistake, to make a grave error, to say something that you weren't supposed to say. They got under your skin. So I remember this one woman was in my face and she was being mean, rude, nasty, poo-poo head. And then I was like, yo, stop, because this is what's going on with me right now. And this is what's happening. And she said, oh, you mad? And she smiled when she said it. And I was like, yo, so your objective is to make me mad? That's bad. But we have to be careful, all right? Y'all agree with that? Put a 7 up in here, all right? Especially right now. Okay, I'm going to tell everybody, y'all know that I'm in a campaign that's against a specific doctrine. I want everybody to go to the book, Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 18. I'm against the specific teaching that's going on right now, but I'm not against the brothers. I'm just against the teaching because I see how the teaching is leading the children of Israel to error. I've noticed this. There are certain friends and beloved. There's certain people that was like, yo, man, I love you, bro. Like, I love you. But you know, they, you know, because it's not always easy to have a disagreement and still be, you know, in camaraderie. It's not easy. We got to learn how to use balance. All right, everybody go to the book of Sirach. We're going to pull up Sirach chapter 20, verse 18. Sirach 20:18. And I'm going to share this on the screen so everybody will be able to see it. All right, you got to learn how to control your mouth, Yasha Allah. And don't be too hasty to make agreements, okay? Don't be too hasty. All right, so let's get this real quick. Watch this, and if y'all agree with that, all praise, man. That's right, Aliyah Shabbai. All right, all praise, man. Put that 7 up in the room, man. I don't know why anybody wouldn't agree with that. Like, yo, why would you not agree with that? You just don't want to change looking at it. All right, so let's get this real quick. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 20. Naquan, and I want you to document this. And I want you to start at verse 16. Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 16. All right. You got your pocket for Banya? Hold on. Let Banya read it. I apologize. All right. You just keep note and keep track.
That's Ecclesiastes, right?
Yeah, that's Ecclesiasticus, chapter 20. And start at verse 16. But you got to read loud and strong.
Ecclesiastes, chapter 20, verse 16. The talking of a fool is like a burden in the way.
Wait, where are you at?
Ecclesiastes 20:16.
Let me see. Nah, but you're in a good place. Look, this is 21, but 20 is over here. Okay. So 20 and verse 16. All right. So let's try that again. But we are going to go to 21 also. That's a good one. All right. Document this for me, Naquan. Sirach chapter 20, 20:15 and 21:15. All right, go ahead, Bayamian. Quran.
Ecclesiastes chapter 20, verse 16. The fool saith, I have no friends.
The who?
The fool saith.
The fool. So you foolish if you say, I have what?
No friends.
I have no friends. Read.
I have no think for all my.
No, read that again. Read that again. You read it right. Just read it again. Man, my goodness, man. I'm messing up on this thing. My bad. I apologize, y'all.
The fool says, I have no friends.
The fool says, I have no friends. Read.
I have no thank.
I have no thank
for all my good deeds.
Nobody tells me thank you for all the good stuff that I do. I don't have no friends. Read.
And they that eat my bread speak evil of me.
Man, I be nice to y'all. I cook y'all. I cook for y'all. And y'all speak bad about me. Listen, this ain't how we supposed to be talking. The fool says in his heart, I have no friends. I have no thank for all my good deeds. And they that eat my bread speak evil of me. Verse 17, read. Say again. That's crazy because I said it before too. Yeah, and then when I read it, I was like, oh, man. But that's how Yahweh communicates with us. See, he shows us. And that's another way that you know it's real. This is a faith walk, Yasha Allah. This is faith. And you might have said this. I said it. And then once I seen it in the scripture, I was like, oh, man. Well, you know what? I won't say that no more. All right. Verse 17, read.
How oft
And of how many shall he be laughed to scorn?
For he
For he knoweth not aright what it is to have.
So he knoweth not aright what it is to have. All right. It is all one unto him as if he had it not. Verse 18, Naquan, read that. Great job, Amen. Now here's our point. Verse 18.
Sirach chapter 20, verse 18. To slip upon a pavement is better than to slip with the tongue.
Wait a minute. To fall on your bum on an icy winter day, and I fell and I landed on my butt, and I think I hurt my booty bone. So the Most High says it's better to slip on the pavement than to what?
Than to slip with the tongue.
It's better to slip on the pavement, to fall, to bust your butt. You want to do an extreme account? To bust your face. Bow. Knock out one of your teeth. The Most High said to slip on the pavement is better than to slip with the tongue. Remember that the next time you don't put a bar and a door in front of your mouth, and think about that next time you having trouble weighing your words when you're like, oh, but it's so hard to not say something back. It's hard for children to not say stuff back. Okay? It's hard for children who don't have self-control and discipline. Read verse 19.
I didn't read 18 all the way.
Oh, finish 18. Tawab, great job. Great job.
So the fall of the wicked shall come speedily.
So the fall of the wicked shall come speedily. Okay, great job. Go ahead.
Verse 19. An unseasonable tale will always be in the mouth of the unwise.
An unseasonable tale will always be in the mouth of the unwise. Read.
A wise sentence shall be rejected when it cometh out of a fool's mouth, for he will not speak it in due season.
You see that? So speech, discipline of the mouth, it's all right here. And it starts with this week's Torah portion, which was Numbers chapter 30. Numbers chapter 30, all right? Numbers chapter 30. Now let's go to chapter 21, and we're going to start at verse 15. Sirach chapter 21, and we're going to start at verse 15. All right? Sirach chapter 21 and verse 15.
Sirach 21, verse 15. If a skillful man hear a wise word, he will commend it and add unto it.
Right?
But as soon as one of no understanding heareth it, it displeaseth him, and he casteth it behind his back.
See, the unwise man don't want to hear wise words. The wise person will hear a wise word and will be like, you know what, man, that makes sense. And also, the scripture says this too. But an unwise person, they'll say something foolish and throw it away. Read verse 16. Where you going?
Verse 16. The talking of a fool is like a burden in the way, but grace shall be found in the lips of the wise.
So this is why we have to use discipline in how we speak. Grace shall be found in the lips of the wise. I can do this all day. The Most High healed me and he helped me with my speech. I still got some stuff. I still got, some things like I be kind of quirky, not quirky. I be kind of, like I can like just like throw like little jabs and stuff, which that's still not cool. I got to get that out of my system too. I still got some leaven in me. All right. But we got to learn how to use discipline in the mouth. I'm so grateful that the Most High gave us this week's Torah portion. I'm going to hold these two up here. I'll come back to those on another occasion. All right. But for right now, let's get back to reading of this week's Torah portion. All right. All right. I'm going to stop for a second. Let's see what some of our mashpakai and some of our family said. All right. We got, I think you missed the whole question. So likely I can't. Oh, okay. No sweat. All praise. Okay. No worries. And the water for those sevens up in there. All right. So yeah, the 7 was if you agree with that or if you think that's good edification, for what we were reading, to put a 7 up in the room. All right. So for those who agree, all right, that's all it was. All right. So let's go back to this real quick. Let me see. Let's go back to this. Let's pull up where we at. Numbers chapter 31. Numbers chapter 31, KJV, BLB. Numbers chapter 31. And let's read. Numbers chapter 31, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Mashah, saying, avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterwards, thou shalt be gathered unto thy people. Why did the Most High tell us to avenge the children of Israel on the Midianites?
Because they led us astray.
They led us astray. And how did the Midianites lead us astray? By Yamyan?
They sent the women.
They sent the women. And when the women came to the young men, what did the women convince the young men and some of the old men of Israel to do?
Follow their power.
To follow their powers. What'd you say, Naquan? That's right, to follow their false gods. So now it's time to get payback on the Midianites, because that day, 25,000 Israelites died. Is that right, Naquan? 24,000 Israelites died when we worship false gods. So don't tell me Yahweh won't sacrifice an animal when he sacrificed 24,000 of his own people. Something's off with that doctrine, a lot. Okay, that doctrine is super wrong, super wrong. All right, I can do this real quick. Doctrine hypothesis. No, doctrine. I got all type of doctrine hypothesis. All right, not doctrine or hypothesis. I said I can do this real quick, and it's not real quick. All right, 2 words. This is exactly what that teaching is. All right. Now, you know what? Okay. All right. Let me stop, because what that's going to lead me into doing is to going into that. So, and then it wasn't pulling up too. So I give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High, man. You know, so let me stick to the script. Okay. So all praise. Numbers chapter 31, verse 3. Let's start at verse 2. Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterwards shalt thou be gathered up unto thy people. Gather unto thy people. So who shall be gathered unto these people, Bayamian? No, this is the death of Moses. So he says, go and fight with the Midianites. After that, you're gonna have to come up to me. So this is at the end of Mashah's life. Verse 3. And Mashah spake unto the people, saying, arm some of yourselves unto war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge Yahweh of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Israel shall ye send to war. Verse 5. So they were delivered out of the hands, they were delivered out of the thousands of Israel, 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Mashah sent them to war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the priest, to the war with the holy garments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites, as Yahweh commanded Mashah. And they slew all the males, and they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rechem and Zer and Hur and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. Hallelujah. So we got our payback on Balaam. Balaam finally died. All praise the Most High. All right. So Balaam, one of my favorite Gentile characters in this whole narrative, finally got his just reward for teaching the nations how to destroy the children of Israel. And he said, you can't destroy them by plague. You can't destroy them by fire. You can't destroy them by sword or by war. You can't destroy them by famine. He said, you can't even drown these people out. He said, this is how you destroy these people. You destroy them little by turning them against their God. Turn them against their God, and then their God will be mad at them. Let's prove that real quick, okay? Everybody bust open your apocryphas one more time. We're going to go to the book of Judith. We're going to go to the book of Judith, chapter 5. Judith, chapter 5, okay? Now let's prove that what Balaam said worked. Judith chapter 5, KJV. The spirit of pride and the spirit of ego keep welling up in me to try to pull up that documentary hypothesis again, but I have to leave it alone because, you know, Yahweh didn't allow it to come up right then, and I'm gonna let it go because we're gonna stick to his word. So Judith chapter 5. All right, Naquan, start reading at verse 5. Judith 5, verse 5.
Judith chapter 5, verse 5. Then said Achor, the captain of all the sons of Ammon. Now remember, we defeated the Ammonites when we was going through the land and they came out to war against us. This is in the future now. This is in the future. All right, after the time frame where Yahweh had delivered us and we went into the land of Israel. So this is in the future. Go ahead. Let my Elohim now hear a word from the mouth of thy servant. So the other nations are gathering together to counsel against us. Ammon is about to give the other nations advice on how to defeat the children of Israel. Read. And I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people, which dwelleth near thee, and inhabiteth the hill countries, and there shall no lie come out of the mouth of thy servant. Skip down to verse 17. Verse 17. And whilst they sin not before their Elohim, they prospered because the Elohim that hated iniquity was with them. So he says, listen, while they didn't sin before their power, they prospered because the Most High that hated sin was with them. Verse 18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captive into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their Elohim was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemy. So whenever we departed from the way that he appointed for us, that's when we got destroyed. So he's let them know, look, y'all can't just beat these people. These people only get beaten when their father's not with them, when their God is not with them, when their power is not with them. So as long as they keep the law, statutes, and commandments, they good. But once they start worshiping our gods, once they start dealing with our people and eating our food, because remember, we read in Josephus, and Josephus said that the women had brought their food and we ate of strange meats. And then we thought that their way was good. Oh, wow, this is some great egg foo young with shrimp, crab rolls in it. This is some great pork fried rice. Man, I didn't even know that crocodile tastes good with pomegranate sauce glazed on it. And we ate their meats. So Balaam, hallelujah, Balaam got his just reward for teaching the other nations how to defeat us. And they taught the other nations how to which America is still using his tactics today. Juvenile, the coon, Juvie, the great coon, doing a song called Girl, You Look Good, Why Don't You Vax That Thing Up? He did a song instead of back that thing up, which was terrible in itself. He did a song trying to convince Israelites to get a vaccination shot. Y'all know he got paid for that, right? That's not something he just did because I just believe in vaccinations. He got paid for that. Him, Manny Fresh, and whoever else the girl was in the video. They got paid for teaching Israel to take a poisonous dose. These Negroes are sellouts. And that video got thousands of views. But how many views do you get for telling the truth of Yahweh? Because our people they hate the truth and love a lie. Our people hate the truth and they love a lie. Verse 19. Verse 19. But now are they returned to their power and are come up from the places where they were scattered and have oppressed and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Now, therefore, my Elohim and governor, if there be any error in this people. So he's telling like, okay, so imagine this. There's a bunch of different kings that's all sitting around. Just like today, they call it the UN. All right, United Nations, the round table.
They all sitting around, and there's one main president sitting there. So Achor, he's sitting there with the rest of the world leaders. He's like, look, I'm going to tell you how to defeat these people. This is how we got to beat them, y'all. We beat them by making pork cost less than the community. We beat them by making what? Low-paying jobs, but we make the good-paying jobs that they have to work on Saturdays. We beat them by giving money to Chinese people and setting up their restaurants and their stores and make the food cost cheap. And we put big fans on top of the buildings so the fan blows out the smell and they can come and get some free. No, they ain't selling us nothing for free. They can come and get some cheap dog meat. And that's how we defeat these people. Verse 20. Now, therefore, my Alahiah, my Adon and governor, if there be any error against this people, that they sin against their Alahiah, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. And let us go up, and we shall overcome them. Verse 21.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
if there be no sin in their nation, if they keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, if they're keeping and reading the Torah, don't tell me that the Torah only consists of Genesis chapter 1 and it stops at verse 29. Don't tell me that Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy were all added by the lying pen of the scribes. You're the liar. Don't tell me that because you're deceiving our people. If there be no iniquity in their nation, our people have to learn what's wrong so we can learn how to do right. Because we're already a people that's laden with iniquity. We're already a people that's laden with sin. We already are people who have knowledge to do evil and we don't know how to do good. So don't teach and take our people away from the Torah. You're going to be judged by every idle word that come out your mouth. Verse 21, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let now my Alahiah, let my Alahiah now pass by. Don't mess with them. For their Alahiah, their power, their God, their Lord defendeth them. And their God be for them. And we shall become a reproach before all the world. Watch this, verse 22. And when Achor had finished these sayings, all the people standing round about the tent murmured, and the chief men of Heliofernes, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and all that dwelt by the seaside in Moab spake that they should kill him. See? Because he told the truth. If their God is with them, don't mess with them. But if they're offending against their God, yeah, we'll win all day. Why is my life so bad? Why is my life so miserable? Why are things not going right for me? How about you just try being obedient to the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments? See what that'll do for your life. So these other nations knew how to destroy us by the counsel of Balaam. Go back to Numbers 31. All right, now we can go back to reading our Sepharim. Numbers chapter 31, and we're going to end it off verse 18, verse 8. Balaam also, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. Verse 9. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives and their little ones, and took the spoils of all their captives and all their flocks and all their goods. And they burnt their cities wherein they dwelt, and all the goodly castles with fire. And they took the spoils and all the prey, both of the men and the beasts. And they brought captives and the prey, the spoils, unto Mashah and Eleazar, the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Yasha'Allah, unto the camp of the plains of Moab, whereby Jordan near Jericho. And Mashah and Eleazar, the priest, and all the priests, and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. And Mashah was wroth with the officers of the host. Now, the officers would be like me. The officers would be the Shatarium. The officers would be like Malachi Maccabee, would be like Yahawashai, Yatzazach, Joshua Isaacs. All right, would be like the men of Israel that are now going to war, that are leading the nations. All right, we are not the nation. We are not the leaders of the nation. We're just the ones that's in the forefront. So Mashah came out and was wroth with us. Why do y'all think he was wroth? What do y'all think we did that made him stupid mad at us? What do y'all think we did? We brought back the same. We brought back the women. We were supposed to kill everything. but we saved the children and we kept the women. Verse 14, and Mashal was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands and the captains over hundreds, which came from battle. Why? Because the captains over the hundreds should have said to the captains of the thousands, "Come."
So we were commanded to kill all the Midianites, and we kept the women and the children. Then we did the same with
We did.
Was this before or after that?
Well, I don't know if this is before or after, but we were given instructions in this one.
Oh,
right.
We weren't given instructions to kill all the Amalekites.
And we were wrong for that. So this was after that. So that's what King Saul did. So we were wrong for that too. Man, we was wrong a lot. Man, we was wrong a lot.
That's if it was before or after. It was after.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is before that. This is before that. So
before
King Saul came after this. Con. So in this occasion, what Lamaya asked, was this before or was this after? Was this before or was this after King Saul had kept the Amalekite king and he kept the animals? Well, the Most High told him to destroy all of them. So we have a pattern of disobeying the Most High and keeping what we want. And that's not right. If the Most High says exterminate them, we are to exterminate them. We are to wipe them out. But we are now not in the condition or the case to be able to do so. This will happen again when Yahushua comes back. And when Yahushua comes back, oh, we ain't going to miss a step. We will not miss a beat. Hold that thought. Let's get the book of Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2, KJV, BLB. Joel chapter 2. All right. Joel chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 1, and it reads, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand." Now, this is something else for you brews that are studying but aren't, learning, because it's possible to study and not learn. There's so many biblical prophecies that haven't happened yet. This is a prophecy that's going to happen, okay? This hasn't happened yet. This is going to happen. Verse 2, watch this. Joel 2:2. "A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall there be any after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of flames of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array before their face. The people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness, or in other words, shall be afraid or sad. It doesn't mean they're going to turn dark skin. All right. It means they're going to be dismayed. Joel chapter 2, verse 7. "They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march every one in his way. They shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another." Ain't nobody going to bump each other. When we go to war, when Yahushua comes back, we're going to be in order. And the whole world is going to be afraid, because Christ is going to be our king over us. All right. Watch this. "Neither shall they thrust one another. They shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded." All praise the Most High. So when we go to war, when the Messiah comes back, it's going to be a supernatural event. "They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses. They shall enter into the windows as a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army. The word army is the same word for camp. The word army is the same word for church. Oh, wow, it's here right there. For his camp is very great. See? So this is when Yasha'Allah has our power in Yahweh. Look at the things that we'll do under him. At this time, we're not going to disobey nothing. The scripture says he's going to give us a sword with teeth. I don't even know what that means. I just don't know what it means. He's going to give us weapons and we're going to destroy. This is the patience of the saints. And Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army. For his camp is very great, and he is strong to execute his word. And the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible. Who can abide in it? Who's going to live? Who's going to be able to survive when Yahweh and his terrible army, the children of Israel, are coming? Hebrews are coming, yeah. That song's going to be forever. All right. Let's get back to this. Numbers chapter 31. Bible Kushah. Everybody go back to Numbers 31. I encourage you, if you want to read Joel chapter 2, please do read it. It's very powerful. Then go into Joel chapter 3. All right. When Yahweh comes back, not only will we be defeating the other nations under him, but we will also be offering sacrifices again. All right. Malachi chapter 3, Proverbs chapter 51, Isaiah chapter 66. All right. Let's get back to this. So Numbers chapter 31, verse 14. And Masha was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands, captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Masha said unto them, have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against Yahweh in the matter of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of Yahweh. Y'all forgot that the Most High killed 24,000 of us because of these women. Now, therefore, kill every male among the little ones. Now, this is what Masha commanded. Kill all them little boys, because them little boys are going to grow up and be what? Man. And then they might have sex with who? And then what's going to be born? So kill all them little boys. Now, therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath what? Known a man by lying with them. I'll tell you what, you can keep the little virgin girls. Now, does this mean that we had sex with those little virgin girls? No, it does not. It means we raised them. We grew them up in our houses. We taught them the law, statutes, and commandments. They played with our little daughters because we have laws on how we treat our slaves, and we are not to be cruel to our servants. We are to raise up the Gentiles and to teach them the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. Hold that thought right there, because I love reading and showing and explaining. I love explaining. Flavius Josephus against Appian, book number 2. And I praise Yahweh, man. Oh, that's not what I said. It said play Bohukius again. That's not what I said. Maybe I was speaking too fast. Flavius Josephus against Appian, book number 2. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are found in the public domain. For more information, contact LibriVox at. All right. All right. All right. Now, let's see. This should be. Oh, this is not what I want. I want the actual website. Flavius Josephus against Appian, book number 2. There's a website that's called not Penelope. Here, let me see. Let's take out the word number. Maybe I'll change it. Oh, I wanted to. Oh, here we go. Pertius. I wanted to bring my my Josephus also, and I didn't. But I praise Yahweh that it's studied, and that the Most High put these laws inside of my mind and inside of my heart, so that I can read them and I can go back and I can show what Yahweh said to do. All right. All right. Let me see. So we're in the book of Flavius Josephus against Appian. All right. Now watch this. Now tell me if, listen, we're a fair and a just nation. I don't be talking about being good to the Gentiles because I'm no type of sucker or nothing like that. But because I read how Yahweh told us how to behave. And those of you who don't read, but you listening to these brothers, y'all just being some poly parrots. Y'all just being some, so-and-so said so. I'm going to believe them. You got to read for yourself. Now watch this. This is against Appian, book number 2, paragraph 29, line 209. Watch this. It will be also worth our while that we see what equity our legislator, who was our legislator? Masha. Moses was our legislator. A legislator is the person that gives you laws. It will be also worth our while to see what equity our legislator have us exercise in our intercourse with strangers. That just means our interactions. For it will thence appear that he made the best provision he possibly could, both that we should not dissolve our own constitution, nor show any envious mind towards those that would cultivate a friendship with us. So don't be acting envious towards them. Be nice, be kind, be considerate. Yes, the scripture says, never trust thine enemies. It is true that they are not supposed to sit beside us, because once they get next to us, they're going to think that, well, we're just going to take their place. And then our kids are going to take their place. Nah, you sit behind me on the side, and my bond sits next to me. So Masha says what? Both that we should not dissolve our own constitution, so don't stop doing what we're doing, nor show any envious mind towards those that would cultivate a friendship with us. Accordingly, our legislator admits all those that have a mind to observe our laws, so to do. So if that white boy want to follow, if that white girl want to follow, if that Chinese man want to follow, that Chinese girl want to follow, if that African Hamite over in Ghana that's being taught by our elders want to follow, and some of them are Hebrews, if those Hamites want to follow, what did Masha say? Our legislator admits all those that have a mind to observe our laws, so to do. And this after a friendly manner, as esteeming that true union which only extends to our own stock, which not only extends to our own stock. Let me read that again. And this after a friendly manner, as esteeming that a true union which not only extends to our own stock, but to those that would live after the same manner with us. Yet does he not allow those that come to us by accident only to be committed into communion with us. See, not only by accident, but those who actually chose to. Let's read. However, there are other things which our legislator ordained for us beforehand, which of necessity we ought to do in communion to all men, as to afford, give a person warmth. Don't that sound right? Watch what Masha said. So Masha was right. It's y'all teachers that ain't leading and that ain't reading and ain't being compassionate. It's y'all that ain't right, because you're not taking time. You want to go into these other weirdo Wonderland books instead of just reading the history documents. Josephus was a master historian. Don't come to me with these other foo-foo books, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna research these books and I'm gonna be like, man, this is off, man. This was taught by so and so during this time frame, and he wasn't even an Israelite. This was in this century, and this ain't even from our people. You can't even find this in Hebrew. Instead of sticking to the milk, these brothers want to go to these GMO meat books, GMO books. They got all kind of monosodium glutamate. They got what? They got fillers and additives. They got food coloring in it. Instead of just sticking to the sincere milk. Watch what Masha said. Masha said, however, there are other things which our legislator ordained for us beforehand, which of necessity we ought to do in common to all men as to afford fire and water and food to such as wanted, to show them the roads, not to let anyone lie unburied. So we even buried they dead. Don't lay down there and go to sleep. Bayamian. Bayamian. Khan, welcome back. You got to get up or you're going to fall asleep. Not to let anyone lie unburied. So we even buried who, Bayamian? Where are you looking at? I ain't even in that book. So who do we bury? I ain't even in that book. I'm in Flavius Josephus. So good try though. That was a good try. So who do we not allow to lie on the ground unburied? Who do we give water and food to? Who do we give fire to if they was cold? To the Gentiles. What we're reading about, welcome back, Prince. What we're reading about is how Flavius Josephus taught us how Masha even taught us how to be good to the Gentiles. Con? All right. Masha taught us equity. It's them that didn't do these things to us. Masha said, show them the road to go. Show them how to get to where they want to go. They gave us bad directions. We was cold. They didn't give us fire. We was hungry. They didn't give us food. They didn't even want us to pass through their land. We were like, yo, we can't just walk through. Remember the King's Highway? We ain't gonna touch nothing. And if we do touch something, what we gonna do? We're gonna pay for it. We're gonna do what? We'll pay it back. He also would have us treat those that are esteemed our enemies with moderation. For he doth not allow us to set their country on fire, nor permit us to cut down those trees that bear fruit. Nay, further, he forbids us to spoil those that have been slain in war. He hath also provided for us such as are taken captive, that they may not be injured, and especially that the women may not be abused. So we didn't take the women and rape them. We're going to take y'all and we're going to rape y'all. No, we not. No, we not. We ain't going to take y'all and punch y'all in the face. So what these brothers be talking about, a lot of it be wrong. You need to find you some good officers, some good elders, some good leaders that's a part of Mashra'ah, Yasha'Allah, who are held accountable by other men. And you need to listen and learn with those who are of the same mind. Now, if you wicked and you like to think like that, then go be with them. But you're going to get reproved when the scriptures start coming out. Watch this. Indeed, he had taught us gentleness and humanity so efficiently that he hath not displeased the care of brute beasts by permitting no other than regular use of them, and forbidding any other. And if any of them come to our houses, like supplicants, we are forbidden to slay them, nor may we kill their dams, neither with their young ones. But we are obliged, even in the enemy's country, to spare and not kill those creatures that labor for mankind. Thus hath our lawgiver contrived to teach us an equitable conduct every way, by using us to such laws as instruct us therein, while at the same time he hath ordained that such as break these laws should be punished without the allowance of any excuse whatsoever. All praise the Most High by Shem Mashiach Yahushua. So Mashiach taught us equity. We did not abuse these women when they came into captivity with us. We trained them. We taught them our ways. We raised them up. And as Mashiach, and as Josephus even shows us, Mashiach even taught us to be not abusive to the animals, to even our enemies' animals. Take them in, take care of them. If we have fruit and we go into the land and this tree is bearing fruit, don't cut down the tree. Let the tree survive. Cut down that tree that don't produce fruit and use that type of tree. But the tree that grows fruit, don't cut that down. Let's get back to this. So I hope that helps somebody. All right, we're going to get back to the reading of Numbers chapter 30 and verse 18. But all the women, children, that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves, as ye do abide without the camp 7 days. Why do we have to abide without the camp 7 days? Bayamian, Why did when we got back from war and we brought the women home and we had to kill the children, the young boys, and we had to kill the women who had sex with men? Why did we have to live and stay outside the camp 7 days? Because we was unclean. Excellent answer. And ye do abide without the camp 7 days. Whosoever hath killed any person, and whosoever hath touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. So we even buried them. And purify all your raiment and all that is made of skins and of all work of goat's hair and all things made of wood. So see that? We purify ourselves, Israel. We take back. You know how stupid it sounds? My bad. You know how stupid it sounds that these brothers are teaching that we don't got to keep none of the Torah, and the Torah tells us to bathe? You know how stupid that sounds? Oh, that was added in. So you mean to tell me the lion pen of the scribes told us to wash our bodies and wash our clothes? That sounds stupid. You got to read the whole Torah. The Most High says that the Messiah came in the volume of the book, the entire book. Numbers chapter 31, verse 21. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to battle, this is the ordinance of the law which Yahweh commanded Mashah. Only the gold and the silver and what else, Lamadia? And the what? The iron, and the what? The tin, and the what? And the lead. And everything, everything that may abide the fire. So the things that can survive going through the heat, ye shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless, it shall be purified with the water of separation, and all that abideth not the fire, ye shall make to go through the water. Verse 24. And ye shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and ye shall be clean. And afterward ye shall come into the camp. And Yahweh spake unto Mashah, saying, take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and beast, thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation, and divide the prey into 2 parts between them that took the war upon them who went out to battle, and between the congregation. So now we're going to split up what was brought back. And Levi and tribute unto Yahweh of the men of war, men of war, which went out to battle, 1 soul of 500, both of the persons and of the beeves and of the asses and of the sheep. Take it of their half and give it to Eleazar the priest for the heave offering of Yahweh. Again, what these brothers are teaching are a damnable heresy and a lie. You see all throughout the scriptures that the Most High commanded us to have servants and to have animals brought to his tabernacle. It was not because the Levites, it is not because there's a bloodlust. What scripture is that? Negroes just be lying. And this is what really upsets me, is they lying and people are following it. I don't mind. If you want to lie, go lie. But don't be lying and deceiving the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now you just another Creflo Dollar. Now you just another TD Snakes. Now you just another Israelite but you can repent and you can come back. And if any of you are following that false doctrine, I encourage you, read the whole Bible. It's going to contradict what they say. The Bible don't contradict itself. If you don't understand something in the Bible, it's not the Bible that has a contradiction. It's our understanding that contradicts the Bible. This is why we read the Torah portion in procession every week. We get refilled every week. But let somebody come and teach you a doctrine every week. That's what you're going to get filled with. And you're going to miss out on the details of the truth because you haven't been studying. But all praise Yahweh, you have men and women that will study and read for you. Numbers chapter 31, verse 30. And the children of Israel's have that thou shalt take 1 portion of 50 of the persons of the beeves and of the asses and of the flocks and all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of Yahweh. And Mashah and Eleazar, the priest, did as Yahweh commanded Mashah. And the booty, being the rest of the prey which the men of war had caught, was 600,000 and 70,000 and 5,000 sheep. Wow. And 80,000 beeves, and 61,000 asses, and 32,000 persons in all of women that had not known a man by lying with him. Verse 36. And the half, which was the portion of them that went to war, was in number 3,000. So I'm sorry, 300,000 and 30,500 sheep. And Yahweh's tribute of the sheep was 615, and the beeves were 36,000, of which Yahweh's tribute was 12, and the asses were 30,500, of which Yahweh's tribute was 61, and the persons were 16,000, of which Yahweh's tribute was 32 persons. Man, Yahweh don't ask a lot at all. He asks so little of us. Verse 41. And Masha gave a tribute, which was Yahweh's heave offering, unto Eleazar the priest, as Yahweh had commanded Masha. So for those of you who don't remember, the heave offering was the portion of meat that was held up over the priest's head and given back to Yahweh. It's just like when you eat and you take your plate or you hold your food. Sometimes we'll pray, we hold it. Sometimes you just might be feeling it and be like, you know what, the water, Yahweh, I'm going to hold up this meal. Thank you, Father. Hold up the plate and give credit and give glory back to Yahweh. The heave offering was the portion of the big piece of meat, all right, that was offered up back to Yahweh. Thank you for giving this to us. And then it was placed on the altar, and it was cooked, and it was eaten. And the Most High said to even offer salt with this offering. I don't know who these Negroes lying to, but it ain't nobody over here. They can lie all they want. The word is going to stand against them. It's too many. You know how many scriptures there are in the Bible that's, I don't know. You know how many scriptures there are in the Bible that talk about offerings and sacrifices? How many scriptures are there? Here, take this real quick and use this. Open this up. I want you to go to Blue Letter Bible. I want you to put in the word sacrifice and tell me how many times the word sacrifice used. All right. How many times the word offering used? How many times is the word oblation used? All right, let's get back to this. Numbers chapter 31. I want to know that for myself. Numbers chapter 31, verse 42. And the children of Israel's half, which Masha divided from the men that warred, now that half pertained unto the congregation, was 300,000 and 30,000 and 7,500 sheep, and 36,000 beeves, those are cows or the beef family, and 30,000 asses, and 416,000 persons. We're in verse 47. Even of the children of Israel's half, Masha took one portion of 50, both of man and of beast, and gave it unto the Levites, which kept the charge of the tabernacle of Yahweh, as Yahweh commanded Masha. Verse 48. And the officers which were over thousands of the host, the captains of thousands, the captains of hundreds, came near unto Masha, and they said unto Masha, thy servants have taken the sum of the men of war which are under our charge, and there lacketh not one man of us. All praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We have therefore brought an oblation for Yahweh, what every man hath gotten of jewels, of gold, chains and bracelets, rings, earrings, tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before Yahweh. And Masha and Eleazar, the priest, took the gold of them, even all wrought jewels, and all the gold of the offering that they offered unto Yahweh of the captains of thousands, of the captains of hundreds, was 16,750 shekels. For the men of war had taken spoil, every man for himself. And Masha and Eleazar, the priest, took the gold of the captains of the thousands, of the hundreds, and brought it into the tabernacle of the congregation for a memorial for the children of Israel before Yahweh. Hallelujah. 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 Kala Shara, Debar Yahweh, Na'isha, Wana Shemai. All that Yahweh has said, what we do and hear. All praise the Most High. That was the book of Numbers, chapter 31. We're going to go straight to Numbers, chapter 32. I encourage you, Israel, don't faint, don't get weary. All right, don't get weak. Don't be like, I don't know how they do it, but they read the Bible all day. This is how we do it. We've been doing it for years, and we've been practicing, and we keep each other on point. If we have to, we shake each other. Wake up. Wakey, wakey. Wakey, wakey. Lamb and turkey and bacon. Eggs and lamb bacon. Wakey, wakey. Okay? You don't listen. You got all week to do whatever you want to watch TV, to watch cartoons, to play the video game, to do your nails, do your hair, to be on Facebook. You got all week to do those things. Yahweh only asks you, commands you of one day. So be strong, be vigilant. All right. Numbers chapter 32 and verse 1. Let's read. Now the children of Rawaban and the children of Gad had very great multitude of cattle. And when they saw the land of Jezir and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was for cattle, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Mashah and unto Eleazar the priest and unto the prince of the congregation, saying, Atrath and Dibion and Jezer and Nimrah and Heshbon and Eliel and Shebam and Nebo and Beon, even the country which Yahweh smote before the congregation of Israel is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. So what did Reuben and Gad come and do? They came to Mashah and they said, listen, all of this land that we just conquered, this is good land. All right. Wherefore they say, if we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servants for a possession, that and bring us not over Jordan. Now we're going to stop right at verse 6. I'm going to go to the screen share. I'm going to stop the screen share for a second. All right, let's build and let's communicate. All right. Shalom to everybody that's been building, learning, and watching with us. All praise Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. All right. Hallelujah. Baro, may I ask, what might be the understanding of washing the seventh day that was not considered to be work? Numbers chapter 31, verse 19 through verse 29. May I ask, can you read? Yeah, no worries, please. But will you please rephrase the question? I'm sorry, but I don't understand it. And we will answer it. Okay. Matter of fact, we'll build on it together. All right. Unclean, all praise, all praise, all praise. All right. So the question the brother said, may I ask, what might be the understanding of washing on the seventh day that was not considered to be work? No. Oh, okay. I got you. So the objective of it was that because when we're unclean, if you're unclean by the course of a dead body, then you have to be unclean for 7 days. Okay. You wash the third day, and then you have a clean person to wash you the seventh day. All right. And that's not considered work. So no, sir. That's not considered work to be cleansed during the purification process on the seventh day of the week. So the answer to that question just is blatantly la'ah. Saints of Yahweh Shai, the water for that, man. Shalom. It's a blessing to see that crown up in here. Khan. All praise. Baro. All right. And then we say unclean. And then, of course, Shabbat Shalom to you. Y'all need to get with you, man. I need to get with you, man. Yeah, Khan, man. Nah. Real quick and easy. Just that. Yeah, that's a yes or no question, man. The water for not giving too hard of a question. All right. So it looks like there's nothing else. Nobody has anything to say or that's been saying anything. So Bayan, and the water for everybody that's building with us. Bayan, what you got? What you pulled up, Prince?
It's a lot of scriptures.
It's a lot. How many scriptures? Do you know?
I gotta count them. You
gotta count them. How about this? You go to the scripture and you open up that one on Blue Letter Bible, and it'll show you how many times that word is used. Con? Okay. So which specific word are you looking at? Sacrifice. So click on sacrifice. Here, I'll do it with everybody on the screen also, okay? I'll do it with you, buddy, man. All right, so we're going to do this. Sacrifice, Blue Letter Bible, KJV. And I'm going to switch the screen share so everybody can see with us. So all I did was say the word sacrifice, Blue Letter Bible, KJV. Now, when you click on the word, it'll give you the scripture. Boom, it'll show what it is, sacrifice. Now, Bayan, are you on, huh?
It says occurs 218 times.
That's right. The word sacrifice occurs 218 times. What else?
In 205
and
verses.
205 verses. The word sacrifice is 218 times in the Bible and 205 verses. Now, depending on how the way the word sacrifice is used, all right, depends on the context of it. But we see that it's mentioned 218 times in 205 verses. That's a big deal. That's not a namby-pamby thing. Look, I will not be moved by this false doctrine, especially when I seen where it came from. What other words you got, Bamian, that came up? What else did you look up? Here, let me get this real quick.
That's it.
That's it?
God, I just looked up sacrifice.
Okay. No worries. You did good. You did real good. All right. Now, let me pull this up. I wanted to do it earlier, but it wasn't time to. The documentary hypothesis. All right, so now I'm going to pull this up real quick, everybody. Screen share. So if you all are familiar with this new false doctrine that's going around talking about we didn't do sacrifices, talking about what else? We supposed to be vegans, talking about what else? The Bible is contradictory. Listen, here's the name of what this false teaching is. It's called the documentary hypothesis. I'm going to copy and paste this. Everything that Yaki Hickman and Malachi Maccabee are currently saying, you can find them right here in this teaching. All right. You can find it right there. All right. All you got to do, I'm going to redo this. All you got to do is Google the documentary hypothesis. So you'll see there's a video where, you know, the brother Malachi Maccabee was talking about this is in the P document. Well, that's called the priest document. All right. The priest document comes from, again, the documentary hypothesis. Let me go to this real quick. And as y'all can see, here's a real quick image of it. All right. Now, I know this might look like mumbo jumbo and some weirdo stuff because it is mumbo jumbo and some weirdo stuff. All right. All right. So what this is trying to explain is like the way that the Bible was put together by different groups of people. And it doesn't explain it very well at all. All right. It just leaves you with more questions. It's a doubt doctrine. All right, here's a real Wikipedia. I ain't gonna stunt. This is a real good source. This is a good source on learning about the documentary hypothesis. All right, here, let me do this too. The Bible is our roadmap, okay? And it was given to us to show us how to get back to being obedient to Yahweh. All right.
Wow.
Say again.
So wow.
You said wow.
I did offering.
You did offering? How many times is the word offering in there?
It occurs 724 times in 504 verses.
Wow. See that? Who wrote the Bible? The documentary hypothesis. Documentary hypothesis. All right. Pre 120 documentary hypothesis. Old Testament. Intro to the documentary hypothesis. Okay. All y'all got to do is take that word, look it up, copy it. If you weaken the faith, then what will happen is you'll be like, oh, the Bible was written.
All biblical scholars are familiar.
The Bible was put together by a group of blibbity. All right. If you weaken the faith, you'll get persuaded. If you're strong in the faith, you'll be like, oh, okay, this is where this came from. Okay. I'm gonna leave open Flavius Josephus. So there's just that's real short information on it. As y'all see, I'm really not going deep into it. But here's the person who came up with the documentary hypothesis. His name is Julius Wellhausen. So Julius Wellhausen is one of the two people who came up with the documentary hypothesis, which is the teaching that Malachi Maccabee and Yaki Hickman are teaching right now. This is the person who came up with it. All right, he's one of the two. And remember, the book that they're teaching out of, it says that book was found in by some mystic person. Can't tell you, don't know who it is, don't know where. All right, in Asia, which isn't too far away. We traveled to Asia a lot. All right. So if anybody want to look that information up, there it is. All right, I'm done with it for now. Get back to the Torah portion. Because you know why? Because I'm bored with it. And once I seen how Israel was getting deceived, I was like, man, like my passion goes out to Yasha Allah. But for Negroes that's teaching against the Bible, nah, man. Nah, you make your bed, you lay in it. Don't come out strong being a defender of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai and the gospel, and then all of a sudden you get flip-floppy and watered down and wavery. Now you just some weirdo. That stuff is weird. Now you just weird. Now you just weird. Let's get back to this. Numbers chapter 32, verse 6. And Mashah said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brother go to war, and shall ye sit here? You want to tell me that we going to war and you want to just take this land and just rest with your animals? And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which Yahweh hath given them? Thus did your fathers when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. You're going to teach them to be doubtful. Ain't that perfect? You're going to teach them to be fear-hearted and doubtful. Wow. Never miss. Torah portions always right on time. And when they went up from the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which Yahweh had given them. And Yahweh's anger was kindled the same time, and he sware, saying, surely not one of these men that came up from Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua, the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed Yahweh. And Yahweh's anger was kindled against Yashar'Allah, and he made them to wander in the wilderness 40 years until all the congregation that had done evil in the sight of Yahweh was consumed. And behold, ye are risen up in your father's stead, and instead and increased of sinful men to augment yet the fierce anger of Yahweh towards Yashar'Allah. For ye have turned away from after him. He will not again leave them in the wilderness, and ye shall destroy all this people. Now we see what right here? We see a capital, we see a pill crow, and we're at verse 16. And they came near unto him and said, we will build sheepfolds here for our cattle and our cities for our little ones. But we ourselves will go ready armed before the children of Israel until we have brought them into their place. And our little ones shall dwell in the fenced cities, because the inhabitants of the land. So what did Reuben and Gad try to do? They wanted to bargain with Mashah and said, listen, Mashah, we just want to leave a house for our families. This is some Yahweh Shai, Joshua Isaac stuff right here. Like, I ain't going. I don't want to go. I mean, I got kids, man. I got rough ones, man. I got a lot of Reubenites. This is Joshua Isaac stuff. This is listen, I need to stay home. I need not stay home. I'm still willing to go to war, because they weren't saying they were staying home. They were saying they were willing to go to war. I just don't want to carry my family with me. I don't want to carry all my animals and my family with me. I want to leave them behind, and then I'll go to war with y'all. Okay. So watch what they say. Verse 18. We will not return unto our houses until the children of Israel have inherited every man his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on yonder side Jordan or forward, because our inheritance is fallen to us on this side of Jordan eastward. And Mashah said unto them, if ye will do this thing, if ye will go armed before Yahweh to war, and if ye all of you armed, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before Yahweh, until he hath driven out his enemies from before him, and the land be subdued before Yahweh, then afterwards ye shall return and be guiltless before Yahweh and before Yashar'Allah, and this land shall be your possession before Yahweh. But if ye will not do so, behold, ye have sinned against Yahweh, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build your cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which ye have perceived out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Mashah, saying, thy servants will do as Yahweh commanded, as my Allahiyah commanded. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and our little and all our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But thy servant will pass over every man armed of war before Yahweh to battle, as Allahiyah my Lord saith. We see again, verse 28, we see the pill crow, which the pill crow means what? What does the pill crow mean when we see it?
New subject.
Subject change. What else does it mean? It means paragraph. Yeah, it means the start of a new paragraph, the pill crow. All right. So everybody has a 1611 King James Bible, or it has a whatever, just a Bible that has this marking in it. All right. It says the pill crow is also called the paragraph mark, paragraph sign, paragraph, or a blind P. It is the topographical character marking the start of a paragraph. Great answer, everybody. All right. Great answer. And all praise Yahweh, I can have a bunch of new windows open because we got a better laptop we're working with. Hallelujah. All right. So let's get back to this. So this is Numbers chapter 32. We are here to hear the word of Yahweh. We are here to hear the unadulterated scriptural truth of reading the Torah straight out to all of our families and to all of our children. We're not here for no fluff. I'm not here to teach you any doctrine. I'm not here to try to convey or push my own agenda. We only want you to hear the Torah portion reading. We do this every week, every Shabbat at varied times, but we read the Torah portion until we're done. Sometimes we read the law only. Sometimes we read the prophets and the gospel included. But the Torah portion is always primary in Israel, okay? Always has been, always will be. So let's continue on. I want to salute everybody that's still rocking with us. All right, may Yahweh bless y'all for your integrity. All right, so let's read on. So concerning them, Mashah commanded Eleazar, the priest, and Joshua, the son of Nun, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Mashah said unto them, if the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over Jordan, every man armed to battle before Yahweh, and the land shall be subdued before you, then you shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered and said, as Yahweh hath said unto thy servant, so will we do. What does that sound like? Sounds like Kal Ashara the body Yahweh Na'asha wa Na'ashamai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here? Verse 32. We will pass over armed before Yahweh into the land of Canaan, that the possession of our inheritance on this side of Jordan may be ours. Verse 33. And Mashah gave unto them, even unto the children of Gad, and to the children of Reuben, and to the half tribe of Manasseh, the son of Yahwasap, Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land, with the cities thereof, and the coast, even the cities of the countries round about. Verse 34. And the children of Gad built Dibon, and Atrath, and Eor. Verse 35. And Atrath, Shaphan, and Jaazir, and Jagbeha. Verse 36. Beth Nimrah, Beth Nimrah, and Beth Ha-aran, fenced cities and folds for sheep. And the children of Reuben built Heshbon, and Eliah, and Kirjathim. Now, I want to pause for the cause real quick. We're going to take this word Kirjathim, and I want to read this in Hebrew, because whenever I see a word that's kind of challenging to pronounce, what I like to do is read it in Paleo Hebrew, because it never fails. The word is always easier to pronounce in Hebrew. So Kirjathim is pronounced. This is Quayarath, Quariathium. It's so easy in Hebrew. Quariathium. But in English, it's Kir, Yad, Tha. No, wait, that's not even English. That's the modern pronoun. I'm going off. Oh, here goes something else that I think is interesting. You see this side, it says transliteration. Whenever you're reading Blue Letter Bible, transliteration usually gives you the Paleo Hebrew pronunciation. I know, right? Isn't that it? So that means they know the Paleo Hebrew pronunciation. This is the modern pronunciation. So this is the Qua, this is the Ra, this is the Ya, this is the Ta, that's the Ya, and that's the Mayam. So Quariathium. So the name of the city is Quariathaim, and it means, Quariathaim means two cities, a city east of Jordan over Moab, a town in Naphtali, allotted to the Gershonites, to the Levites, Quariathaim. All right, let's go just a little bit deeper. All right. No, matter of fact, let's not. Let's get back to the word, because actually there's still a good amount of reading to do. So Quariathaim. All right. So y'all help me out when we get to that word, and we're going to pronounce it Quariathaim. It means two cities, like Dayton and Columbus. It's like two cities. All right. Like Dayton and Cincinnati. It's like two cities. All right. Let me see. And where did we leave off at? Does anybody remember? Verse 37. Con the water. Hallelujah. So we're going to 37 again. And the children of Rahuban built Heshbon and Eliah and Quariathaim. Why? Because the word wa is and. So it would be wa Quariathaim and Quariathaim. Verse 38. And Nebo and Baalmeon, their names being changed, and Shibmah, and gave other names unto cities which they builded. And the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead and took it and dispossessed the Amorite which was in it. And Masha gave Gilead unto Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he dwelled therein. And Jair, the son of Masha, went and took the small towns thereof, and called them Havath Yair. Havath Yair. Havath Yair. All right. I want to read that in Hebrew, but I just want to finish now. And Nabah went and took Kanath and the villages thereof, and called it Jobah, after his own name. Kal Asherah, the Bar Yahweh, Na'isha, Wana Shemai. All that Yahweh has said, will we do and hear. All praise the Most High. All right, reading on. We're in the book of Numbers, chapter 33. We only have 3 more chapters left to go in this week's Torah portion reading. And the way that the Torah portion is planned out is you have some chapters that are very long. You have some chapters that are short. Do you have endurance? Do you have spiritual endurance? Can you prove your works and your labors? All right. Or are you just a millie mouth on Facebook? All right. Just posting, but you don't have the diligence and the consistency to be able to sit still and to learn and read. Or do you have it, and can you show yourself a hardworking servant for Yahweh? This is work. This isn't easy. So show yourself a man and study and learn the ways of Yahweh. And men, show yourself fathers and keep your children engaged in this word. All right. Put out some snacks before them. Okay. If they need to, let them get up and stretch their legs, walk around a little bit, but come back and learn this word. And the older you get, the more diligent you become, to where you will learn more discipline and being able to go through, read, and study the Torah portion. All right. So I encourage you all, if you need to take a break, but come back. We're going to be doing this until we're done. Don't lose your attention. I'll say this, though. Once you take a break, you're going to miss some stuff. We don't want you to miss anything. We do this every week. This is the Torah portion reading. So we're in the book of Numbers, chapter 33, and we're going to read verse 1. And Lamadia, why don't you pick it up? We get Abba some Shatai, Baba Kusha. Now, this is what? Review on the journey from Egypt to Jordan, okay? All right, so we're going to do a recap on our journeys, all right? All right, Numbers chapter 33, verse 1. Qur'an.
These are the journeys of the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt with their armies under the hand of Masha and Aharon. And Masha wrote their goings out according to their journeys by the commandment of Yahweh. And these are the journeys according to their goings out. Stop right there.
So we have brothers that's teaching against the rest of the Torah, Numbers, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy. Masha wrote. And again, that documentary hypothesis, this Julian Wilson, he's the one who came with that. The documentary hypothesis, which Malachi Maccabee and Yaki, and now, unfortunately, other young, unlearned brothers are erroneously following up under. All right. But what they're saying is that Masha didn't write these things, but Masha did write these things. Genesis isn't the only book that Masha wrote. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to learn about our travels, which are documented right here in the book of Numbers. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And they departed from Ramses in the 4th month, on the 15th day of the 1st month, on the morrow after the Passover. The children of Israel went out with a high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians.
Korah.
For the Egyptians buried all their firstborn, which Yahweh had smitten among them upon their
upon their gods. Also, Yahweh executed judgments. Korah.
I get stuck saying.
It's okay. What? Get stuck saying gods?
Yeah.
No worries. Upon their powers. All right, go ahead.
The children of Israel moved from Ramses and pitched in Succoth. And they departed from Succoth and pitched in Etham, which is the edge of the wilderness. And they removed from Etham and turned again unto Pi-hahiroth, which is before Beelzephon. And they pitched before Migdol.
Great job.
And they departed from before Pi-hahiroth and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, and went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham, and pitched in Marah. And they removed from Marah and came unto Elam, and in Elam were 12 fountains of water, and 70 palm trees, and they pitched there. And they removed from Elam and encamped by the Red Sea. Why do you think that's stated? That there were 12 fountains of water and 10 palm trees.
I don't know, but it's still there. It's a landmark. So I don't know why it's stated, but it's actually still there to this day. Go out of mine. Let me get some super tonic. Let me get that super tonic. Bunny, how would I, bro?
Abraham. Took the well and took the sentence.
Oh, is it now? Great job. I don't know. We write that down, Baba Kushah, and cause Abba to go back and study it, and then I can learn and teach it later. That's a great question. So our daughter Nakwa, for everybody that didn't hear, Nakwa asked, she said, isn't that the same place where our father Abraham put the well? That's a great question. The water, thank you so much. Everybody but me. The water. All right, go ahead. Quote Verse 11.
Verse 11. And they removed from the Red Sea and encamped in the wilderness of Sin. And they took their journey out of the wilderness of Sin and encamped in Dafka. And they departed from Dafka and encamped in Alash. And they removed from Alash and encamped at Rephidim, where was no water for the people to drink. And they departed from Rephidim and pitched in the wilderness of Sinai. And they removed from the desert of Sinai and pitched in Kibroth Hattava. And they departed from Kibroth Hattava and encamped at Hezrah. And they departed from Hezrah and pitched in Rithmah. And they departed from Rithmah and pitched at Rimmon Perez. And they departed from Rimmon Perez and pitched in Libnah. And they removed from Libnah and pitched at Rissah. And they journeyed from Rissah and pitched in Kehelatha. And they went from Kehelatha and pitched in Mount Shafar.
Great job.
They removed from Mount Shafar and encamped in Heradah. And they removed from Heradah and pitched in Mekahelath. And they removed from Mekahelath and encamped at Tahath. And they departed from Tahath and pitched at Terah. And they removed from Terah and pitched in Mithkah. And they went from Mithkah and pitched in Heshmanah. And they departed from Heshmanah and encamped at Masrath. They departed from Masra and pitched in Benejacan, and they removed from Benejacan and encamped at Horagidgad. They went from Horagidgad and pitched in Jotbata. Jabata.
Jatpata.
And they removed from Jabata.
Do you want to see what that is in Hebrew? Sure. All right. So we're going to take a break real quick. Yasha Allah. We're going to see what that word is in Hebrew. We're in verse 34. And oh my goodness, it's 98 verses. No, I'm just messing. We're in verse 34 and it goes down to verse 56. Okay. So we're in verse 34. And now, Yasha Allah, we're learning about the travels of our people. And as you can see, it's very repetitious. If you have the patience to want to learn like road maps, or there's some of us that are good with topography, that are good with maps, etc. You know, which one was that? Okay. All right. All right. So we have, so again, there's some of you that may be good with road maps. And if you are, then this might be the chapter in the verse for you, or you're good with pins and looking at locations. You know, these locations still exist to this day, and you can map out, which I don't know why I've never done this. I can map out the journeys of the children of Israel based off of this and just look at it on the map, be like, yo, this is
Are they all actually there? Or has the names been changed?
I don't know if all of the names have been changed. I don't know. That's a good question. But I don't know if all the names have been changed. So with that being said, so this is going to be a long reading session right here. If you need to, you know, get you something to drink, you know, stretch your muscles, turn the volume up so you can hear it in the other room, something like that. All right, so where we at is we're at Ya. We have the Ya. We have the Ta, Bath. Ya, Ta, Bath. Ya, Ta, Bath. Ya, Ta, Bath. And then the Ha is on the end. The Ha is not silent. We're actually supposed to pronounce it. So Ya, Ta, Bath. Ya, Ta, Bath. Ya, Ta, Bata. I don't know if it's Yatabata or it's Yatabath. All right, but it's Yatabath. Ya, Ta, Ba, Ta, and Ha. And what's so funny, again, as I was telling Lamadya, when you look at Blue Letter Bible, it gives you transliteration. It shows you how to pronounce it the Paleo Hebrew way. It shows you what the Paleo Hebrew pronunciation, these characters are over on the transliteration side. So instead of just putting Paleo Hebrew, you know, they put transliteration, but, you know, Esau so extra with their stuff, man. All right, so Yatabath. Yeah, so it's Yatabath or Yatabah. So the root word of it is Yatabah. So Yatabath. Okay, Yatabah. It means pleasing. Okay, that's a good name for another Yaladim. If Yahweh gives us another child, we can call him or her Yatabah. Yatabath. So this is the pleasant house, or the pleasing house, or the house of pleasing. All right, so let's get back to this. All right.
Verse 35. And they departed from Yatzabath and encamped at Ezion Geber.
Ooh. Ezion Geber. You pronounced that really good. Go ahead, read.
And they removed from Ezion Geber and pitched in the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. And they removed from Kadesh and pitched in Mount Hor and in the edge of the land of Edom. And Aaron the priest went up into Mount Hor at the commandment of Yahweh and died there. In the 40th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the first day of the 5th month. And Aharon was 123 years old, and he died in Mount Hor. And King Arad, the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south, in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the children of Israel. And they departed from Mount Hor and pitched in Zalmonah.
Great reading.
And they departed from Zalmonah and pitched in Punan. And they departed from Punan and pitched in Obath. And they departed from Obath and pitched in Ijabarim, in the border of Moab, and they departed from. Wait. Oh, okay. They departed from. It's like they abbreviated it.
Yeah, it does look like they're abbreviating it. That's pretty cool. I want to look at that one. Let's look at Ijabarim into Aim. It was like, well, we ain't gonna do that one twice. We ain't gonna even make y'all try that one twice. That's cool. We don't even want to say it twice. Okay, so Ijabarim is Ayaya, Ha, Ibarium. Ibar. No, wait, that's Ibarayam. Yeah, Ibarium. Ha-Ibarium. Ayaya, Ha-Ibarium. Yep. Ha-Abarim. Oh, let's say Abarim. Ibarim. To pass through, to went past. To go. Yeah, it's Ibar. It's Eber. Yeah. Ha'ibarium. Man, that's fly. So what did they abbreviate it to? It's Aim. Aim. So it's Ayaya ha'ibarium. Ya. Now here's something else for Yasha. This I really is an E sound. All right. So this is the ayan makes it E. Try not bumping into stuff for a second. All right. Ayaya ha ibarium. Ayah ibarium. Ayah ha ibarium. Our language is so beautiful. All right. Wouldn't you agree? Okay. What verse we at?
Verse 44.
Verse 44? Come.
45.
Okay, verse 45. You don't want to do that one again, right? Verse 45. Let's go ahead, read.
And they departed from Aim and pitched in Dibangad. And they moved from Dibangad and encamped in Alman Diblathaim. And they removed from Alman Diblathaim and pitched in the mounts of Abram and Nebo. And they departed from the mounts of Abram and pitched in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. Verse 49.
What's your sword? What verse we in? Standing there daydreaming. Verse 49. And they pitched by Jordan from Beth Jesimath even unto Abel Shittim in the plains of Moab. Verse 50. Korah.
And Yahweh spake unto Masha in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye are passed over Jordan in the land of Canaan, then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures, and destroy all their molten images, and quite pluck down all their high places, and ye shall dispose the inhabitants of the land.
Dispossess
the inhabitants of the land, and dwell therein. For I have given you the land to possess it. And ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families. And into the more ye shall give the more. And to the more ye shall give the more inheritance, and to the few ye shall give the less inheritance. Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth, according to the tribes of your fathers, and ye shall inherit. But if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes, and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell.
Stop right there. I want everybody to document this page right here. This is Numbers chapter 33 and verse 55. If we would have followed Mashah's instructions, then we would have been so better off. But what we did not do was we did not totally annihilate, we did not totally eliminate all of the Gentiles that were in the land that Yahweh told us to destroy. And since we did not do that, we fell into sin by them. We learned how to keep their ways. We married their women. We started eating their food. We did everything that Yahweh told us not to do because we did not destroy the other nations. So even yet today, we see the same thing happening. Israelite men marrying Gentile women, having children with these Gentile women, falling in love with these Gentile women, following these Gentile women customs. All right. Us Israelite men allowing our daughters to be stayed by these Gentile men. And now the children, your grandchildren, even Israelites, your grandchildren are Gentiles. So with that being said, we have to be very careful who we come into allegiance with. Okay. And I want to salute once again, everybody. All right. Keep it. I want to salute everybody, Torah, who is consistent and who is diligent in learning this week's Torah portion. I really salute you all. There's so many weak, simple mentality Israelites that are waking up and that are young in this truth. And they're just not being properly led. They're not being properly motivated, not being properly taught. All right. And I just really want to encourage all of you that's been consistent with this. We've been doing this video for 5 hours straight. And it hasn't been 5 hours of me speaking my own opinion. It's been 5 hours of us studying the Bible together. 5 hours of Bible study, live TV, no script, no frills, no thrills. It's been 5 hours of you learning the Bible with your families. Okay. Not learning my doctrine, my philosophy. So I just want to salute everybody that's watching because I see the numbers. You know, I see the people that's up here, man. And all praise Yahweh. All praise Yahweh. Salute, man. Applaud for you, man. Let's clap for them, man. Y'all doing wonderful, man. All praise, man. Hallelujah, man. Welcome to the Torah portion. Mashpachah Pa'aim. All right, family time. All right. Let's finish reading up. We're going to get done with this chapter 33. Then we have chapter 34. After 34, it's 35 and 36. Now will be the end of the Torah portion, the law portion of the reading. Then I will be reading the prophet portion. All right. 34, 35, 36. So we have 2 more readers after Lamadia. All right. So Lamadia, go ahead, call out your chapter verse.
Numbers chapter 33, verse 56. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them.
Woo! What's that mean?
He's saying if we don't dispossess all the people of the land, then they're gonna do to us what we had thought to do unto them.
Man, either you whoop them or I'm gonna whoop you. Kala Shara, the Bar Yahweh, Na'isha, Wana Shemai. All that Yahweh has said, Zakaria, will we do and hear. All praise the Most High. Now, remember I told everybody grab numbers 33, 55, and 56. Lamadia, read numbers 33, 55, and 56. Banyamyan, get Deuteronomy chapter 7. All right. Numbers chapter 33. Korah.
Verse 55. But if you will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which you let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein you dwell. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I had thought to do unto them.
Most High said, if we didn't destroy those other nations, then they would be thorns in our sides. All right. We got about 47 verses about thorns. All right. 47 passages about thorns. I think that's very interesting. I like to see that. I just want to see how many scriptures talk about thorns in the side. But man, you got what you got? Deuteronomy chapter 7. Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 7. And in your Bibles personally, I want y'all to precept this. All right. Right there where we just left from. Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 55 and 56, precepted with Deuteronomy chapter 7, all right? But amen, go ahead and bring that out. When you get it, I'm going to pull it up on the screen for everybody else. All right, we're going to get Deuteronomy chapter 7, KJV, BLB. Go ahead and bring it up.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1. When Yahweh thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when Yahweh thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor shew mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughters shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of Yahweh be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power, and unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Stop right there. So we see the same thing in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1 through verse 5 that we see in the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 55 to 56. Yahweh tells us, don't make no covenants, don't make no agreement with these people. Why? Balaam already taught them how to trick y'all. Y'all gonna fall for they women, for their false gods. You have a question? Ma? You all right? Masha already taught us to not fall for these other nations and their wiles and their tricks. All right. So if you've never seen this before, this is the perfect time to document this. Numbers chapter 33, verse 55 to verse 56 lines up perfectly. It is the precept that go along with the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1 through verse 5. And if you want the extra bonus, all right, go down to verse 6 and you'll see where Yahweh said we are a special people above all people upon the face of the earth. You got a question, Miami?
Yeah, they both go with Genesis 10, verse 6.
What's Genesis 10:6 say? Bring it out. Miami has a question. Does it go with Genesis 10:6? And while Miami gets that, we're going to finish up with this week's Torah portion reading with the book of Numbers, chapter 34. And the choir is going to read loud and proud and so strong. She's going to read so loud that everybody's going to hear her voice all over the world. And whenever she go places, she's going to say, Shalom. And people going to be like, oh, my God, you're in the choir. You're the girl that's on YouTube reading. Oh, my God, yeah. All right, you ready, Naquan? All right, so Naquan is going to be reading this week's Torah portion to the daughters and to the women of Israel. She will not be reading and teaching the men of Israel. She will be teaching and addressing the children. And if you don't have women that are in your communities that are teachers of the women of the children, then the house of Kratazaya, we have daughters and mothers that help teach and to assist with the women. So now we're going to have Banath Pa'im and daughter Naquan is going to be reading to the women and the children and the young men that's under the age of 20. All right, you ready, Banath? All right. You're going to have to read loud and strong. Ready? All right, Quada'ah.
Numbers chapter 34, verse 1.
Booming.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, command the children of Yasharallah, and say unto them, when ye come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall unto you for an inheritance, even the land of Canaan with the coast thereof. Then your south border shall be from the wilderness of Zin along by the coast of Edom. And your south border shall be the outmost coast of the salt sea eastward. And your border shall turn from the south to the ascending of Akrabim,
Great job.
and pass on to Zin. And the going forth thereof shall be from the south of Kadesh Barnea, and shall go on to Hazar Adar, and pass on to Azmon. And the border shall fetch a compass from Azmon unto the river of Egypt, and the goings out of it shall be at the sea. And as for the western border, ye shall even have the great sea for a border. This shall be your east border. And
West
border. And this shall be your north border. From the great sea ye shall point out for you Mount Hor. From Mount Hor ye shall point out your border unto the entrance of Hamath. And the going forth of the border shall be to Zedad. And the border shall go on to Zephron, and the goings out of it shall be at Hazranon. This shall be your north border. And ye shall point out your east border from Hazranon to Shepham, and the coast shall go down from Shepham to Riblah on the east side of Ain. And the border shall descend and shall reach under the side of the sea of Chinreth eastward. And the border shall go down to Jordan, and the going out of it shall be at the salt sea. This shall be your land with the coast thereof round about. And Moshe commanded the children of Yasharal, saying, This is the land which you shall inherit by lot, which Yahweh commanded to give unto the 9 tribes to the half tribe. For the tribe of Yasharal of Reuben, according to the house of their fathers, and the tribe of the children of Gad, according to the house of their fathers, have received their inheritance, and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance. The 2 tribes and the half tribe have received their inheritance on this side Jordan near Jericho, eastward, towards the sunrise. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, These are the names of the men which shall divide the land unto you: Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun. And ye shall take 1 prince of every tribe to divide the land And ye shall take 1 prince of every tribe to divide the land by inheritance. And the name of the men are these: of the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and of the tribe of the children of Simeon, Shemuel the son of Emiel; of the tribe of Benjamin, Elidad the son of Shislon; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Dan, Bakai the son of Jogli; the prince of the children of Joseph, for the tribe of the children of Manasseh, Peniel the son of Ephod; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, Chemiel the son of Shiftan; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Zebulun, Elizaphan the son of Parnak; the prince of the tribe of the children of Issachar, Patiel the son of Azan; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Asher, Ahiad the son of Shalomai, the prince of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, Padiel, the son of Amihud. These are they whom Yahweh commanded to divide the inheritance unto the children of Yasharah in the land of Canaan.
Kal Asherah, Debar Yahweh, Na'aisha, Wa Nashamai. All that Yahweh has said, will we do and hear. Excellent reading, Naquah, for the daughters of Israel, for the mothers of Israel, and for the young men of Israel under the age of 19 and under the age of men that could go to war. So don't forget, man, it is not unlawful for our women to teach. Our women do have a place to teach. They just have to teach in order. They cannot usurp authority of a man, and they are instructed to teach the women and the children. All right. So don't not give a place, to the daughters to be able to build. Give them a place. All right. And help them to teach in order and in righteousness, because you want to see their souls flourish also. All right. So we are Exodus chapter 34. All right. Where we at? Exodus chapter 35. Now, these are the cities of the Levites. So we're learning a lot of agriculture and location and genealogy today. But let me be honest, on you, you're going to read the book of Numbers chapter 35, and you're going to start at verse 1, and then I'll be finishing off with Numbers chapter 36, stopping at verse 16. Is that right? 36, 16? 13. All right. And then that'll be this week's Torah portion reading pertaining to the law. You ready, buddy, man? Okay. All right. Call out, please.
Numbers chapter 35, verse 1. Yahweh spake unto Mashah in the plains. Yahweh spake unto Mashah in the plains of Moab by Jordan, near Jericho, saying, Command the children of Yasharah that they give unto the Levites of the inheritance of their possession cities to dwell in, and ye shall give also unto the Levites suburbs for the cities round about them. And the cities shall they have to dwell in, and the suburbs of them shall be for their cattle, and for their goods, and for all their beasts. And the suburbs of the cities which ye shall give unto the Levites shall reach from the wall of the city and outward 1,000 cubits round about. And ye shall measure them without the city on the east side 2,000 cubits, and on the south side 2,000 cubits, and on the west side 2,000 cubits, and on the north side 2,000 cubits. And the city shall be in the midst. This shall be to them the suburbs of the city.
All right, next section is called the City of Refuge. Cities of Refuge. All right, Korah.
And among the cities which ye shall give unto Levites, unto the Levites, there shall be 6 cities for refuge, which ye shall appoint for the manslayer, that he may flee thither. And to them ye shall add 42 cities. So all the cities which ye shall give to the Levites shall be 48 cities. Them shall ye give with their suburbs. And the cities which ye shall give shall be of the possession of the children of Yasharah. From them that have many, ye shall give many, but from them that have few, ye shall give few. Every one shall give of his city unto the Levites according to his inheritance, which he inherited. And Yahweh spake unto Mashah, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasharah, and say unto them, When ye become over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then ye shall appoint you cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the slayer may flee thither, which killeth any person at unaware, any person at unawares, and they shall be unto you. And they shall be unto you cities for refuge from the avenger, that the manslayer die not until he stand before the congregation in judgment. And of these cities which ye shall give 6 cities shall ye have for refuge. Ye shall give 3 cities on this side of Jordan, and 3 cities shall ye give in the land of Canaan, which shall be cities of refuge. These 6 cities shall be a refuge both for the children of Yashar'Allah and for the stranger and for the sojourner among them, that every one that killeth any person unawares may flee thither. And if he smite him with an instrument of iron, so that he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. And if he smite him with throwing of stone, wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Or if he smite him with a hand weapon of wood, wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. The revenger of blood, him shall slay the murderer when himself shall slay the murderer when he meeteth him, he shall slay him.
Stop right there. So we're talking about the revenger of blood. Is it revenger? Or yes, the revenger of blood. So who specifically was the revenger of blood? So who specifically was the revenger of blood? And this is who the revenger of blood is. So if my brother was slain and I was the revenger of blood for my brother, this tells us the mentality that the revenger of blood had to have. Okay. Verse 20, excuse me. But if he thrusteth him of hatred, or hurl at him by lying in wait that he die, or in enmity smite him with his hand that he die, he that smote him shall surely be what? For he is a murderer. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer when he seeth him. So it is illegal for us, if being a revenger of blood, all right, it was illegal for us to thrust him with hatred or to lie in wait, waiting around for him, snipe him from a distance, or an enmity, smite him with his hand that he die. All right, just beating him to death, saying bad words while you mad. He that smote him shall surely be put to death, for he is a murderer. See, so the revenger of blood had to be stone cold, had to be like just like, yo, this ain't personal. You know, this just had to be done. Nothing personal. Yeah, it's nothing personal. It's just Torah. It's just business. It's just Torah. See? So that really shows you the mentality of even how Yahweh tells us that the revenger of blood had to not have malice, have to have envy, to not have hatred inside him when he put someone to death for murdering somebody. Verse 22. Qur'an.
But if he thrust him suddenly without enmity,
great job,
or have cast upon him anything without laying of weight, or with any stone wherewith a man may die, seeing him not, and cast it upon him that he die, and was not his enemy, neither sought his harm, sought his harm, then the congregation shall judge between the slayer and the revenger of blood according to these judgments.
Great job. Korah.
And the congregation shall deliver the slayer out of the hand of the revenger of blood, and the congregation shall restore him to the city of his refuge, whither he was fled, and he shall abide in it unto the death of the high priest, which was anointed with the holy oil. But if the slayer shall at any time come without the border of the city of his refuge, whither he was fled, and the revenger of blood find him without the borders of the city of his refuge, and the revenger of blood kill the slayer, he shall not be guilty of blood, because he should have remained in the city of his refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the slayer shall return into the land of his possession. So these things shall be for a statute of judgment unto you throughout your generation in all your dwellings. Whoso killeth any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses, but one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall be surely put to death. And ye shall take a
take no satisfaction. No worries. And ye shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, for he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest. Verse 33.
So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell, for I Yahweh dwell among the children of Yasharallah. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Kala Shara. Debar Yahweh. Na'isha. Wana Shemai. All that Yahweh has said, will we do and hear. Excellent reading to you three Yaladim, you three young saints of the Most High. Very grateful to see our youth standing up and being examples and being able to go strong and read the Torah for chapters on end. You three did an excellent job, and we encourage you men and you women of Israel to raise up your Yaladim the same way. Each household of Israel should be teaching the Torah portion. Follow this example. If you're in a different city, different congregation, different city gates, make this a network chain of Israelites that are all teaching the Torah portion in your households. All right. This is to encourage other families. All right. I do not set out to be no camp leader, congregation leader, nothing like that. My objective is to be a teacher of our community and encourage other men to do the same. All right. And this brings our nation closer together by loving and by being joined together. We could be anywhere in the world, but right now we're studying the Torah together. All praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The book of Numbers, chapter 36, and we're going to start at verse 1, and we're going to finish at verse 13. The book of Numbers, chapter 36, verse 1 through verse 13, and that's going to finish off this week's Torah portion reading pertaining to the law. Now, after we read the Torah portion pertaining to the law, there's still how many more portions of the Torah portion be done? There's two more portions, which are the prophet and the gospel and the prophet. These are the two last portions. We start off reading the law into the ears of all of Israel. Then we read the prophecies into the ears of all Israel. And last but furthest from least, we have the readings of our word and our Messiah, our living word and Messiah, Yahawashi, which is the gospel portion. So now let's finish up the book of Numbers, chapter 36, verse 1. And the chief fathers of the families of the children of Gilead, the son of Michor, the son of Manasseh, of the families of the son of Joseph, came near and spoke before Mashah and before the princes and the chief fathers of the children of Israel. And they said, Yahweh commanded Ma'alahiah to give the land to an inheritance to the children of Israel. And Ma'alahiah was commanded by Yahweh to give the inheritance to Zelophehad, our brother, and to his daughters. And if they be married to any of the sons of other tribes of the children of Israel, then shall their inheritance be taken from the inheritance of our fathers, and shall be put to the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received. So shall it be taken from the lot of our inheritance. And when the jubilee of the tribe of the jubilee of the children of Israel shall be, then shall their inheritance be put unto the inheritance of a tribe whereunto they are received. So shall their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers. And Mashah commanded the children of Israel according to the word of Yahweh, saying, the tribe of the sons of Joseph hath said well. Verse 6, and this might rattle some cages, but it is what it is. This is the thing which Yahweh doth command concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, let them marry to whom they think best. Only marry to the family of the tribe of their father shall they marry. So shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel be removed from tribe to tribe. And every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. Verse 8, and every daughter that possesses an inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife unto one of the family of the tribe of her father, that the children of Israel may enjoy every man the inheritance of his fathers. Neither shall the inheritance remove from one tribe to another tribe, but every one of the tribe of the children of Israel shall keep himself to his own inheritance. Verse 10, even as Yahweh commanded Mashah, so did the daughters of Zelophehad. And for verse 11, for Mahalah, Tisra, and Hagalah, and Milcah, and Noah, the daughters of Zelophehad, were married unto their father's brothers' sons. Verse 12, and they were married unto the families of the sons of Manasseh, the son of Yahweh Joseph, and their inheritance remained in the tribe of their family of their father. Verse 13. These are the commandments and judgments which Yahweh commanded by the hand of Mashah unto the Elijah Yasha'Allah in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kalashara, the body Yahweh, Na'isha, wa Nashemai. All that Yahweh said will we do and hear. All praise God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Give yourselves a round of applause for finishing this week Torah portion. Come on, how are y'all? Y'all did wonderful. That's a long portion. Was that a long portion? That's a long portion. There's a lot of info. Oh, you went in the circle, but I went in the circle. So that's a long portion. That was a lot of information. All right. So Khan, oh, we got highlights, all Khans highlight. All right, back at you. All right, back at you. All right. All praise be to the Most High for the gift of you and your family, Khan. All praise, hallelujah. All praise, hallelujah. All praise, Most High, for the gift of you and your family. I look forward to seeing you and your family teach the Torah portion also, because this is a community thing. And this is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be learning, teaching, and giving instructions of the Most High throughout all. So that's right. Nanya. There go Nanya once again. Shalom, Nanya. Nanya said, hallelujah. You took the time to make a Facebook, to make a YouTube. All right, you had to put in your email address. and then you made the name of your email or your YouTube or whatever. You named it Nunya. I just think that's funny. All right, so salute to you all. All right, and Tawada for being consistent, diligent, and for being long-suffering reading this week's Torah portion. I'm going to tell you, this week's Torah portion was not easy, and we're still not done. We got 3 more portions to go. It's only 2, but the gospel portion is 2 separate portions. So we have the prophet portion left, which is my favorite. It's Isaiah 66. It's the one that tells us that anybody that still eats swine's flesh will be put to death. I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Take that, take that. I just think it's what we say. Yeah. Bad boy. Bad boy. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. So no, I just think it's funny. You know, well, you know, hey, salute to you. So again, my favorite portion is Isaiah 66, which we will be reading. All right. For today, we're going to stop this week's Torah portion. The sun isn't even down yet. The sun is not down yet. We got plenty of sunlight behind us. And again, respect, salute to Yapa Creations. All right. Yapa Creations, Tawada so much for blessing Yashala with this government flag. All right. I think I just might, because I actually like that flag there. I think I might leave that one there and then get 2 other flags. You know, what you think, Naquan? I like it. I like it for 2 reasons. 3. 1, it stops the light from coming in. 2, Israelites going past, they can see it, so they'll know, like, oh, that's the government of Israel's flag. And then 3, people can't see in when they just walk past. It's actually, you know, so it's not like it's sheer, so it lets light through. You know what I mean? So that's what I like about it. All praise. I think that's nice. I like that there. I like that there. We might just leave that there. All right. So Shalom to the army of Israel. Maharakah. All praise. Double honors to your father and double honors to your mother, man. Greatly appreciate you, Tawada, for stopping in. If you want to give any words, man, any blessed words, man, it'd be greatly received. All right. So again, Tawada for everybody for reading this week's Torah portion along with us. There's one more portion that's left, which is the prophet portion. Then after that, we have the gospel portion. So in the prophet portion, which is so beautiful and so powerful, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 66. And what chapter does Isaiah 66 start in, Bible Kushah? I mean, what verse? All right. So it's Isaiah chapter 66, KJV, BLB. And in the book of Isaiah 66, again, the reason why I say it's my favorite is because it's the chapter that tells us anybody that eats swine's flesh is going to be put to death when Christ returns. Now, it doesn't say anybody that eats flesh, period. He specifically takes time to name off the same things that are unclean, such as swine, abomination, the mouse. All right. So the abomination would be like the roach, catfish, lobster, crab. All right. Shrimp, all those things. All right. And the mouse shall be consumed together. So in Isaiah 66, the Most High doesn't specifically say anybody that eats the things like any flesh will be put to death. You know, when Christ returns, he tells you which are the unclean laws. So even if you're suffering with this new doctrine that's come out throughout YouTube and throughout Facebook, again, that was started by Julian Wellheisen. All right. The doctrine that was started by Julian Wellheisen, which is called the documentary hypothesis. All right. Which is currently being taught in Israel, which is a complete sham. All right. Julius Wellhausen is his name. All right. So even if you fell up under that unfortunate teaching and you're not sure which way to go, you can always just read the Torah. Always just read the Torah. And you will be safe. You'll find out what does the word of Yahweh say. You know, not what does the followers of Julius Wellhouse. As a matter of fact, here, let me get this real quick. Here's a real quick Wikipedia link. Okay. Wikipedia link for Julius Wellhausen. All right. This is the inventor of the teaching that's being propagated throughout Israel. All right. All right. So sticking with the Torah with Hataorah will always keep you safe by Shema Mashiach Yahushai. All right. And I will be picking up this week's Torah portion reading after the sun comes up. I'm going to dedicate the rest of this time to congregating with the Mashpachah. I'm going to have some food. All right. Because I haven't partaken yet. And then if anybody needs me, you can contact me. My number 614-999-2677. I'm a public servant of the government of Israel, of Yasharallah in its totality. I'm a public servant of Mashiach Yahushai, of Christ the Messiah. All right. Same doctrine for years. I've never switched doctrines, never flip-flopped. I've never transformed. I've never, went into some type of strange teaching or strange way. We've kept things the same and consistent, and it's the things that we've learned from the beginning. Now, if I find out something is in error, then okay, I'll be like, oh well, hey, look, okay, we need to adjust this, or I need to adjust this for myself personally. But we do not go through the whole hey, shalom baro akbaro, all right, shalom laka, all right, appreciate you. We do not go through and teach Israel incorrectly, the ways of Yahweh, because we just stick to, the milk. We stick to the milk. All right. I'm gonna keep it all the way 1200 with you. We stick to the milk. Law, statutes, commandments, faith in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. That's it. That's it. That's it. So as our brother Maharka and as the elder, because Maharka is an elder in Yasha'Allah, I believe he's an elder in Banya Yasha'Allah and in Mashra Yasha'Allah. He actually is one of the founders that helped to start the government of Israel, Mashra Yasha'Allah, up under the council that we have today. As he said in his video, and as I like to say also, the scriptures tell us, Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20, which says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not on this wise, if they speak not on this word, it is because they have no light in them. All right. So if you have anyone coming to you teaching, they're not speaking the law, statutes, commandments, they're not speaking Yahweh Shai Mashiach, they're speaking out the laws done away with, then there's no light in them. They're just as good as a Sunday pastor. All right. So we encourage you, if you get a chance, read this week's Torah portion, share this week's Torah portion, share this video, subscribe to the YouTube. All right, y'all can check me out on Facebook and all that good stuff. The water again to Yapa Creations for this beautiful government flag. All right, we greatly appreciate you. Yapa Creations got umbrellas, got flags, got purses, got book bags, got duffel bags. I mean, you think of it, you name it, you could think of it. The government flag and insignia Mashra Yasha'Allah with the menorah going around it. All right, 12 tribe stones with the 12 tribes names on it, man. I mean, just wonderful works. So again, we appreciate you, Yapa Creations. All right. And then Na'awah, shalom to you. All right, so let's see who all we got on here. All right, that's it for today, y'all. That's it for right now. We'll pick it back up with another Torah portion reading. All right, let me get some of this good Nagayana, some good righteous music on here real quick. All right,
this is a real being.
Since we have Army of Israel in the building, let me go to the AOI. Let me go to the AOI. E37, AOI E37. All right, let me pull up some of that. Man, this man got so much content on YouTube. It ain't even funny, man. This man got videos, music. He got comedy. He got drama. This man got everything on Facebook, on YouTube, man. All right. And then we're going to go through some of these comments and stuff like that, see what Israel has to say. What does Israel have to say? What does anybody have anything they want to say? Anything that they want to bring out? Oh, you do? You been waiting?
Well, I still got Deuteronomy.
You still got Deuteronomy? All right, I'm going to play a classic real quick. What you got Deuteronomy, Rain?
It was the pre-verse.
You have a question, Naquan?
I was going to talk about earlier about
the 12 fountains. You found it. All right. All praise. Naquan found the 12 fountains. All praise. Hallelujah. All right. Bring me out. What you want to bring out?
This is a precept for Numbers. Numbers 55. Numbers chapter 33, verse 55 to 56. Genesis 10, verse 6 through 20. That's what I'm about to read. And then Deuteronomy 7, verse 1 to 3.
And they precept good? All praise. All praise. All right. Bring it out. Bring it out. Naquan, what you got? Bring out what you got.
Christian, who is that knocking at my door? Them Jehovah Witness tripping. See, I don't think that you get it. This no game, this no scrimmage. Might just go pay your pastor visit and just give them the business with the scriptures. I'm so tired of these lies that they kick. Talking all nation say John 3:16. Bullshit. Isaiah 45:17. Cut that. Head up to your Sunday churches in the righteous trust. Anybody in a false
in the 12 wells of the water.
yeah, I'm loaded. What's poppin'? Shadow.
And then it talks before that. It talks about when Howard first made the water sweet. And then after that, it was
wow, great job.
The pearl and the mango. So it was between those.
Great job. Will you write that down for me so I can go back and study and learn it too? How are y'all? Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the choir, the one I was just speaking, she's the one who actually was the inspiration by this song, Backpack Loaded Up. All right. So all praise the Most High, man. That's wonderful. And then Maharka, he's the one who produced this video, recorded. All right. I think Bayamyan wrote the words. I think Lumadia did the choreography. You know, he had a scarf on. He was like, "You have to dance like this." And I was all praise the Most High.
I call it clip extension. You don't know about it when you supposed to, homie. It's your my host, the homie on the front line, looking at your pastor with a beam on him. I can see him sweat. Got a head trigger on these scriptures. Better come correct or I'm a bust head. Yeah, it's the pastor harasser knocking at your door every Sunday, you bastards. Call me the master of Jerusalem. Catch a predator, priest. What we do to one so close.
Also, strap up with that from Babylon 10-2, man.
I was fun times, man. I miss Brian Israel, man.
Over 1 million black Jews fled into Africa, fleeing Roman persecution.
Yeah, AOI E37.
You know you gotta take this out of the Bible dictionary, man. Show these Negroes that we don't come from Ham. As it says in the definition of Ham.
Oh man, all praise.
We come from Shem.
Jehovah's wickedness can get the business next. Yasha Allah stay banging on the Russell gang. New World Translation missed the scripture pages, so we ain't tripping when they letting off shots. They just shooting blanks. Isaiah 43, 110, 12. Now that's a heavy cock. I rock that your noggin. Now go and check yourself.
Down, left, right.
Looking for reasons to bomb your BABA select. Start busting with spreaders like Contra. Even though the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, they will harm you. All you got to do is call the Lord Malachi. Maccabee will arm you with that.
Put your Russian icons book up in there too, man. Show them how every ancient painting of Christ.
Oh my, how things have changed. Wow. Look at that. That's Maharka right there. Mr. E37 Entertainment himself, bringing out the official. Hey, here goes something else, man. I know that there's a lot of Israelites that's doing music and stuff right now. But I just gotta say what it is, man. This brother, myself, and a few other of us, we are the first that Yahweh used to make Israelite music. And that's a real, like, not Israelite music, but like this genre of the Israelite rap music. Like, we are like the NWA of Israelite rap music. I'm gonna keep it all the way 1200 because, you know, it's cool like what we see now. Like we see it everywhere. And it's, you know, it's new brothers and it's doing all this stuff. And honestly, man, you know, this brother right here, man, he was the first to really go full gung-ho with having the camera all the time and bringing the props and all that stuff. And like, you know, like, come on, man, we're gonna do this video. We're gonna shoot a video. We're gonna do a video. I want to shoot a video. Let's do a video. So all praise, man. Salute to you again, Maharka, and all the rest of the family, man. E37. All right, all the family that's in the loo, man. We love you all. All right. All right, this is one of my favorite videos, man. We had fun, man.
And the angels were all depicted.
We had fun
before the Renaissance era, throwing that Hebrewism to West Africa, man. To show them how all the West African tribes that were sent over here had Israelite customs and was called Yehudi by the African name. You know, you gotta throw in that lost tribes and promised lands. Wake up this northern kingdom with that page 364 showing them that the tribe of New York was from the tribe of Reuben, and that the tribe of Joseph was on an island nearby. Now that page also shows that when they greeted each other, they said, Shema Yasha Allah Yahweh Allah Yahweh Yahweh. While you at it, man, throw that 1883 10 Tribes of Israel book up in there, man.
That was Tabernacles 2006.
The Mississippi tribes.
Oh man, that's cool.
And Yahweh Shah on page 160.
Now, them was some fun times, man. Fun times, man.
Big stage.
Fun times, man. Kwame Yasharala, man. That was so fun, man. Oh man, I know, right? LOL. Yeah, man. We the NWA and this Israelite music thing. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Hebrews are coming, yeah. 100,000, 44,000. That's like our I don't know. That's like, I don't know. That was the one that, that was the one. Yeah, 2006 Tabernacles, man. Wow. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, man. 2016, 2017. Yeah, man. There needs to be a reunion album. All right. Yeah, the anthem. Yeah, that's the anthem. Right. Yeah, that was the anthem, man. 100,000, 44,000. 100,000, 44,000. Then after that, you had other brothers doing music and stuff like that. Yeah. Sister, she said it was fun around that time. Yeah, man. Fun, man. See? Love doing it. Yeah, brother say love doing it. All right. Brother said what? He said, I edit the Hebrews are coming too. The Hebrews are coming too. All praise, yo. Tawadi Howard. All right. And I agree. There needs to be an E37, MYMG. There needs to be a reunion album. All right. We got music that's just sitting on the shelf. We got music everywhere that's just sitting there. It's kind of like, Most High gave it to us. We started it. We handed the ball off to the other brews coming into the truth. And we was like, once there's a Yasha Allah award show or something like that, it's gonna be MYMG and E37. We're gonna be sitting sitting up there. They're gonna be like, we want to thank MYMG for opening up the door to all of us Israelites that rap now, because we wasn't doing this before we seen the music video Hebrews are coming. And we just want to say thank you to Maharka for shooting the music videos and for paving the way for us, because you really gave us a voice, and we just want to say, all praise Yahweh, Bashamas Yagosha. Okay, Shalom, I accept this award. Thank you. All right, MYMG, Hebrews are coming. What do you want to do? Get up, man. Get up. All right, so I think Carry On did come first. You know what? I think Carry On did come first. Yeah, I think Carry On came. I think Carry On was before. I don't know. Was Carry On before Hebrews are coming? I don't know. Anywho, fun times. All praise Yahweh. And salute to all of you again. Tawada for being humble and patient, for keeping the Shabbat with us. It's almost sundown here in the city gates where I am. We got a lot of Torah to keep still, okay? A lot of Torah portion to keep too. Yeah, Z is funny. He's very funny. All right. Zakaria, you want to say shalom?
Shalom.
With that being said, shalom, Kwame Yasharallah. Again, Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20 tells us, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not on this word, is because there's no light in them. So make sure you, within your individual city gates, camps, community schools, make sure that you, within your own heart, believe in the Most High, believe in his Torah wholeheartedly. All right. Yeah, he is, man. Zakaria is getting big, man. All praise. They say he getting big. See that? That's Dad Maharka say you getting big. Aliyah Shabai said, Shalom Z. And it's so funny, man, because this Prince, he was on my, if you go back, there's videos of him being a baby on my shoulder while teaching. Like I'm holding this little chunky thigh and I was patting his back, and teaching. Now all praise Yahweh, he's right here. Let me see your garment. Let me see your shirt. I got on this 12 tribes chart shirt. All right. Got on this 12 tribes chart shirt. Look at that. All right. All praise. All right. Okay, anywho. All right, that's enough for now. Ani Hablakam. We love you all. Shalom. Kwame Yasharallah. Yabra Kam Yabasham Mashak Shalom.
Shalom.